Is a presentation of Yankton Bucks football on KYNT and KYN TV. Bucks football on KYNT is brought to you in part by One Office Solution, Explorers Credit Union, Kaiser Heating and Cooling, Fox Stop, America's Best Realty, Floor Tech, Midwest Insurance, Graham Tire, Stockman's Motorsports, Sherco, Gernsner Oil, Vision Real Estate, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General, Mason Schrum and the Move Group, Hy-Vee, Olson's Pest Technicians, Dakota Beverage, Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance, Buell's Cleaners, and First Chiropractic Centers. Now it's time to go live to the field with Brayden Butler and Josh Boelter for Yankton Bucks football on KYNT and KYN TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Joe Quinto Field in Mitchell, South Dakota. And all I gotta say, Josh, about the current time on the clock is a wizard is never early, nor is he late. He always arrives exactly when he is needed. Some technical issues here at Joe Quinto Field with our audio interface. So if the sound quality is a little different tonight, we do apologize for that. We're trying our best here. We got a stand-up microphone from Walmart to run things today after some issues. But we are live. We are ready to go. It is the final game of the regular season. And Josh, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight between the Kernels and the Bucks.
Yeah, one more thing on the technical side. Commitment, dedication. We're here for you, and we're going to have football tonight. And Yankton tonight, Brayden, looking to potentially lock up their playoff seeding. Right now they're the 2 seed. We'll see what happens with tonight's result and some other results. But, yeah, it should be a fun matchup tonight here in Mitchell.
To all of our sponsors tonight, because unfortunately, unless we run an hour-long post-game, I don't think we're going to meet all those obligations, Josh, because of the issues. We thank you so much for being part of our broadcast, for helping us with everything. This is your Hy-Vee pregame show. Hy-Vee, there's a helpful smile in every aisle. They're announcing some starting lineups right now, Josh, for both these teams, but we have a few obligations that we need to hit, starting with your keys to the game. They're brought to you.
Number 94.
The keys to the game are brought to you by Vision Real Estate, where the focus is always on you. Vision Real Estate, visit igotvision.com. Big keys today, Josh. As always, we hear Coach Muth say it every single week. Physicality is A1 with a bullet.
Yeah, it's not just coach speak, even though it sounds like a little bit. It's a motto that this team has lived by since Coach Muth's been here, and well into Yankton's history, obviously. But yeah, physicality, always important for this football team.
Another key today was going to be controlling the run game. This is a Mitchell team that has kind of found an identity with running the football heavily, kind of like we saw from T last week. The Bucks were able to stop the run game then. Controlling it again today is going to be crucial.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job last week containing the outside runs, zone runs, things like that. They're looking to do that again tonight against Mitchell, a Mitchell team that, like you said, whether it's with the quarterback or with the running backs, they want to line up and run the football. Something we haven't necessarily seen a ton from Mitchell. Sometimes they like to step back and throw it a little bit, but this year they are full-blown run the football, and that's going to be key for Yankton tonight to stop that run game.
Mitchell does have two quarterbacks that have recorded a lot of their stats this year as well, senior and sophomore, both those guys. Going to have to keep an eye on them. Brady hosting the sophomore and Jackson Hartman, the senior. Final key today for Yankton. Josh, postseason hasn't started yet. This team cannot look ahead to a potential first-round matchup next week. They got to take care of business today, and we make the jokes all the time. We're not seed point algorithm experts, but a win, I believe, locks up home field advantage in the playoffs, potentially all the way to the Dome.
Right, and look at it this way if you're Yankton. There's no way to look forward to the postseason yet because you don't know who you're playing. There's so many things in play tonight. I mean, Sturgis and Spearfish, the Huron and Brookings game. I mean, Pier, they're taking care of business right now, but that game's in the mix too. The point is there's still a lot to decide here. Yankton, 1 seed still in play maybe if they can pull out a win. Something happens here with Huron, but Yankton right now, you can see him on KYN TV getting hyped right about midfield. They're ready to go tonight. Mitchell's getting introduced as well. But yeah, like you said, there's just so many things up for grabs right now that you can't even really look forward to the postseason yet because you don't know who you're playing at all.
For those old school over the radio fans still listening on 102.1 FM and AM 1450, for those of you who did not see what just happened on Joe Quinto Field, where Josh mentioned how hyped up the guys were getting, Gavin Johnson knocked to the turf with a chest bump. He's okay. He got up. He's going to be important tonight at that Rover spot. But the team is ready to go. They are not overlooking this Mitchell Kernels squad. Your key player today, a guy who's going to be crucial. First of all, it's all 22 guys are crucial, plus the special teams. But your key player today we're focusing on, brought to you by Missouri River Associates. Their office is local. They know your name, and your home, auto, and family are important to them. That's going to be Easton Feezer. 19 tackles, 1 pick, a fumble recovery return for a touchdown, and Josh, he's only played in 3 games this season since coming back from injury. The senior has been a life force in the heart of this defense since coming back.
Yeah, he's been great. You talked about it. He has an interception already this season. He had the scoop and score fumble. I think he had something like 10 tackles last week as well. He's been great since return from injury, and it's awesome. He's a good kid and having a really good start. And we say start even though we're at the last game of the season. Like you said, only played in 3 games. He's ready to go tonight. Looking forward to see what he can do.
They're announcing the starting lineup still down on the field. Starting lineups brought to you by First Chiropractic Centers, making life better one adjustment at a time. While we're here, let's break down this matchup real quick. I know we're kind of hitting some of the key moments of the pregame because we have a shortened time, but your matchup breakdown. Yankton comes in 6-2 overall, 5-0 at home, 1-2 on the road though, Josh. So traveling away from home is definitely something that has not helped the Bucs often this year, but could be looking for a win today. Across from them, the Mitchell Kernels, 1-7 on overall, 0-4 at home, 1-3 on the road. Unranked in the 11 AA media polls, 10th right now in your Class 11 AA standings. The Bucs, second in the media poll, second in the standings as well for Yankton. As your matchup breakdown here today. 2 teams on opposite ends of the standings, Josh, but you can never overlook anybody in 11 AA.
Right, and that's something where this is a Mitchell team that took T to overtime, and T's ranked in the top 5, right? You never know what can happen in 11 AA, so it's something if they find a way to get hot tonight and get that run game going, yeah, they could be right in this. And, something that's interesting here tonight, we talked about Yankton, it's their first road test since the Sturgis game, and that was their last loss of the season. So Yankton, they're kind of keeping alive on that, and just keep an eye for the road game angle on that side.
It should be a great one tonight. We're wondering who the starting sophomore would be, and announced here, Brady Hazing, the sophomore quarterback. Mindful of that pronunciation there. Brady Hazing, the sophomore quarterback, will get the start for the Kernels. National anthem coming up here shortly. We're going to go to break, come back in 3 minutes, and keep things rolling here on your Hy-Vee pregame show. We're back in 3 minutes to keep things going.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care, whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenient. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
In the heart of South Dakota, there's a name families trust. John Kopp of Kopp Building Innovations in Utica. Whether you're building your dream home, adding a new shop, or tackling that long overdue remodel, the Kopp crew delivers quality craftsmanship with a local touch. KBI is an authorized WIC builder, a Midwest company that understands your building needs. Built right, built local, built to last. For more information or to get a quote, visit koppbuildings.com.
Midwest Insurance Agency in Yankton is a proud supporter of the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles. If you're looking for protection that fits your life, call Midwest Insurance Agency in Yankton. They make coverage simple. Whether it's your car, home, or farm, Whitney and Travis Devine take time to understand your needs and find the right plan at the right price. You'll get personal service, trusted advice, and peace of mind knowing they're right here in Yankton. Call Midwest Insurance Agency in Yankton today. Appointments are preferred.
I love 1919 root beer. It's the best over a big scoop of vanilla ice cream. My favorite is just ice cold 1919 poured over crunchy ice. It's so refreshing. It's the creamiest root beer ever.
1919 root beer is the perfect treat. Brewed in small batches with only the finest ingredients. It's the creamiest, full-bodied, alcohol and caffeine-free draft root beer available. It's a taste tradition since, well, 1919.
The Boathouse is for everyone. Axe throwing, mini bowling, shuffleboard, beanbag, golf, pool, and darts, plus awesome food and drinks with lots of cold craft beers and other beverages. Some say the Boathouse is the most fun you can have on land. Trivia on Tuesday nights, music bingo on Wednesdays with live music on Friday night. This is downtown Yankton's fun gathering place for all ages. If you can't be on the boat or at a Bucks or Gazelles game, then it's the Boathouse. Welcome back in here live, KYNT, KYN TV. This is your Hy-Vee pregame show. Hy-Vee with a helpful smile in every aisle. We see the captains down there at midfield. Usually, Josh, we're looking at the back of the Yankton captains, but we can see very clearly the Mitchell captains here today. The senior wide receiver, Luke LeBrun, wears the number 11. He's a captain. The senior running back, number 32, Caden Allen, is a captain. Another senior running back, number 42, Logan Bessler, is a captain. And number 2, Kendon Skinner, the senior wide receiver. Looks like he is not suited up tonight here for the final game for the Kernels. As for the Yankton Bucks, Cale Hazelhorst is out there as a captain, Kevin Ortiz, William Guzman-Yagovsky, and the fourth guy I cannot see. I think that's Easton Feeser, actually, as he turned.
Easton Feeser is out there in the mix, and we should mention Mitchell won the toss. They did defer to the second half, so you're going to see this Yankton offense to start this game tonight, Brayden.
Yankton offense on the field to start. That's the way they like it, I feel like. Coach Huber likes to set the tone on the offensive side of the ball. I know traditional wisdom these days is kicked off, get defense on the field first. But who are we going to see when the offense comes on the field for the Yankton Bucks?
Yeah, taking the lineup. It kind of feels like Sunday Night Football, right? Running it while they're running on the field. Let's go. On offense tonight, quarterback, senior number 10, Tate Bestie. At running back tonight, the senior number 24, Jace Sedlacek. At H-back tonight, a senior number 11, Edley Amaro. At wide receiver, a trio of seniors, Owen Eidsness, Abe O'Brien, and Cale Hazelhorst. At tight end, senior number 9, Talon Kenny. Look at the offensive line from left to right. The senior number 66, Austin Conway. Senior number 56, Riley Mortensen. At center, the junior number 65, Ben Bowman. At right guard, a senior number 77, Peyton Eustace. And at the right tackle spot, Drace Gaskins, a senior number 64.
Should be a lot of fun tonight. We'll go over the defense the first time we see Yankton's defense out on the field as well. Those starting lineups once again brought to you by First Chiropractic Center. Your first quarter brought to you by the UPS Store and First Dakota National Bank. Kernels to kick, Yankton to receive. Owen Eisness and Tegan LaCroix back deep to return. Both of them set up at about their own 8-yard line.
Yeah, and both of them Brayden home run threats. We know what Owen can do in the passing game, and then Tegan's had a nice kick return this year as well. So we get a squib kick to start, Brayden.
Squib kick, trying to catch him off guard. Kylan O'Connor up with it. He is brought down at the 40-yard line there, so about on the Yankton side of the 50. So that's the one downside of the squib kick. You negate that big return, Josh, but solid starting field position already at their own 40 for Yankton.
Yeah, I was going to say, as long as you're not caught off guard and you recover, you'll take that all day, right? You're starting at the 40 for an offense that looking to get something going here to start on this first drive on a cool Thursday. I about said Friday evening, but a Thursday evening here in Mitchell.
Looks like power on the field as well for Yankton. As close to power as they get. 2 tight ends, H-backs, whatever you want to call them, Edley Amaro and Talon Kenny out there. 2 receivers, 1 to each side. Sedlacek in the backfield, this quarterback, Bestie. It's a handoff. Sedlacek off the right side. Had a lot of tough running last week. It's going to be more of the same to start things here. 2 yards off the right side of the O-line. Gets Yankton to the 42.
Yeah, not much going on that one, but you talked about it. You want to establish the run early, and Jace was just falling off the back there of his right guard, Peyton Eustace, but just not able to find much on that play.
Same formation it looks like for Yankton. Eisness in motion again on the far side. Just a short motion. Belt high snap. Bestie looks left. Has Owen Eisness on the out route. Up and behind him. And Eisness, if he doesn't tip that one away and kind of knock it over the defender, might have been an interception to start things.
Yeah, just not able to connect on that one. You know they will as this game gets going on. We know what Owen Eisness and Tate Bestie can do together in the passing game. Just like you said, not able to connect on that one.
PB&J, the greatest combination ever. Number 2 might be TB&O. Bestie in the shotgun again, 2 running backs, 1 on each side. One of them is the right wide receiver, Eidsness. Bestie looks right side, goes downfield, too high for Cale Hazelhorst. That's 6'4" Cale Hazelhorst too. Out of reach and out of bounds, brings up 4th down, and the Bucks will punt on their opening drive.
Yeah, and Cale was open on that play. Pass just kind of sailed on Tate there. It looked like it was kind of funny coming out there, kind of a little bit of an odd release for him, and pass just sailed, and just like that, a quick 3 and out here for this Yankton offense.
Villanueva on to punt. Looks like Madden McQuaid will snap. Villanueva's going to be set up at about his own 28-yard line here to punt this away. 2 returners back deep. We saw T use something similar last week. Good snap. Villanueva gets it off with plenty of time, and it's a booming punt, angle towards the right sideline. Going to get inside the 20 and be downed there at about the 16-yard line. So first punt of the day, inside the 20 for Liam Villanueva. 1st and 10 at their own 16 for the Kernels.
Yeah, and he's great. Liam's been awesome all year. We've seen how good, and I think he's gotten better throughout the year with how he's able to pin teams inside the 20. He does a really good job of getting a high bounce when it hits, and that one died right about the 16. And now we'll see a Mitchell offense come out here on the field that Brayden, they want to run the football. We'll see what happens here on this first drive.
It's a little dark up here on the roof, Josh. Having trouble reading my roster sheet, so we'll try to keep it here. But similar formation to what we saw T running last week. Wingbacks and a fullback, and it's going to be a little wingback sweep around, handoff, and plenty of room off the right side. 1st down and more tough running down to the 42, maybe the 43-yard line. Huge gain there right out of the gate for number 32, Caden Allen, the senior running back. Captain coming in, big play there.
Yeah, and if you look at their last week against T, where they had success running the football, was kind of right up the middle. That's where where Mitchell went on that one right up the gut with Allen, and he was able to make a couple defenders pay there, get a big gain to start this drive for the Kernels.
And now the Kernels, after going power last play, go shotgun with 3 wide receivers out. A little mixing up the playbook. This is what I do in the college football game. Pressure off the right side of the line. Pass caught, though, out in the flat, and able to fall forward for a couple more yards there on the reception is Logan Bessler, and took a hit on that one to the quarterback, Hazing. I think that's Gavin Johnson coming off the edge.
Yeah, and that's one of those. It was a really slow and long developing screenplay there. Yankton called an interesting blitz off the right side. They got home, but the quarterback was able to just get that off at the last second for a nice little gain.
And it looks like back to power here for Mitchell. Under center goes Hazing. Split backs in the backfield, too. Looks like both of the big backs, Allen and Bessler back there. Bessler with his hand on the dirt. It's a handoff to him. Going nowhere. Drace Gaskins wraps him up. Basically at the original line of scrimmage. They're going to give a loss of 4 on the play. Loss of 3, actually. It's going to bring up 39.
Yeah, needed that if you're the Yankton defense. You're giving up a big chunk play and then a 5-yard gain on the second play of the drive. Nice job there to get a TFL and set this up in a 3rd and long we talked about. Mitchell wants to run the football. Now let's see what they do when they have to pass here on 3rd and 9.
Defense showing out early. Exactly what we expected. The opening 2 drives looking like a couple 3 and outs to start things, right, Josh?
Yeah, really quick drive so far. We'll see what Mitchell can do here on this 3rd down and see if they can stay in the field. They're lining up more in the traditional gun now, trying to get something going here.
2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Belt high snap and a little pitch there to the wide receiver. LeBrun got plenty of space down the left sideline. A pot pass gets past the 50. Fresh set of downs, out of bounds at the Yankton 44-yard line. The Kernels moving those chains. And Josh, I made the joke about a couple 3 and outs early because we know, 1, Mitchell likes to run the ball and control the pace of the game. And 2, Yankton has a high-powered offense coming in. So 3 and out to start things, and then a tough opening drive so far, but a big play there.
And that was pretty clever by Mitchell. So they followed the receiver that you'll see at the bottom of your screen here on KYN TV all the way across on a crosser, and that's just a simple pot pass down outside that ended up in a big gain when they drew that Yankton defense across the field.
Handoff up the gut here on 1st and 10. Looks like Bessler gets down to about the 37-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play for him. Tough running, sets up exactly what you want, 2nd and about 6.
Yeah, 2nd and 6 there. And once again, outside of that TFL there, Mitchell's done a really good job of moving the football here. A couple nice runs and then a couple passes as well on some short screens and pot passes and things like that. Get a nice couple gains here to start the drive.
Shotgun here and 4 wide receivers split around the formation. 2 of them pretty deep in the backfield here, Josh. And it's quarterback power for Hazing off the right side, and he is met in the gap and pushed back by Madden McQuaid. when you got a name like Madden, football's got to be A1 on your mindset. That was a great play from the linebacker.
Yeah, that was a great play by the linebacker there, stuffing it right at the line of scrimmage, and once again getting it into another third down here. Mitchell was able to convert that last one on that pot pass. Let's see if Yankton now can get off the field here on third down. Call it about 3rd and 6 here for the Kernels.
As Josh said, 3rd and 6 from the 37-yard line of the Yankton Bucks. Probably out of field goal range still. You're looking at a 54-yarder from here. I don't think high schoolers have that leg quite yet, Josh. But
I don't know. College kickers are starting to get that way. Give it enough time, high school kickers will get there too.
Hazen goes under center, I formation behind him. It's like Bessler, the fullback, and it's a play action rolling out right. Hazing under pressure from Jacob Bivens, and Hazing just gets that one away. Throws it into the turf, brings up 4th and 6 for Mitchell. Might see the punt unit here for the Kernels, but they are in that no man's land where you're not really gaining many yards on a punt.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they go for it here. Keep in mind, they did try a squib kick that put Yankton at the 40 to start, so they're not necessarily afraid of Yankton starting at this spot in the field. Their offense right now is staying on the field, but nice job there by Bivens on that third down. The quarterback, Hessing, kind of tried to bounce that out and break it outside, and Bivens did a really good job of keeping contained and not letting that happen. Now is Mitchell lining up to go for it here on 4th.
7:30 to go in the first quarter. 4th and 6 here for the Kernels from the Yankton 37-yard line. Hazing in the shotgun. Takes the chest-high snap. Looks right side. Fires quick to LeBrun. In and out of his hands. He's popped as well by Cale Hazelhorst. But that is a clean hit and incomplete pass. Yankton's going to take the ball on a turnover on downs.
Yeah, nice job there all around. I like the decision from Mitchell there. Go for a quick hitter. Try to catch the Yankton defense off guard. Hazelhorst did a really good job of breaking that up. And now, if you're this Yankton offense, you just need to get something going, right? A couple errant throws on that first drive. Got to find your rhythm and get into things here in this second drive and see what you can do with the football.
It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 37 here. So 3 yards worse field position than their opening drive, Josh.
Yeah, either way, though, that field position, average field position stat's going to look real nice by the end of this one so far.
Handoff, Sedlacek off the right side. Jump cut back inside. Excuse me, it was off the left side, but a big gain there. Gets down to the 48-yard line. Or excuse me, the 43-yard line. Gain of about 6 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and I want to highlight Peyton Eustace on that play. He did a really good job. He pulled there from the right guard spot and made a couple nice blocks on that play.
Chest high snap, Bestie, quick fire out left side. Abe O'Brien at the sticks and passed it for more. Stiff arming his way down the left sideline, across the 50 and out of bounds at the 45 of the Kernels. Move those chains again for the Bucks.
Yeah, move those chains. Abe came back last week after dealing with an injury, missed the Brookings game. They like hitting him on those quick hitters in the curls, hitches into the flat outside, and he did a nice job of getting that one and get some nice yards after the catch.
Offset pistol here with Edmaro in the backfield. And Edley Amaro going to take the handoff up the gut and show the power limit. He got bent back a little awkwardly there at the 40, but gain of 5 to start things off in this set of downs.
Yeah, but he's big and he's tough. I think he can handle it. A nice run there on first down to cut the sticks in half and get 5 yards.
Amaro comes off the field. 2 running backs in the backfield. Sedlacek on the left, Isis on the right, and Isis goes in motion. It's window dressing for a handoff. Sedlacek tries to cut it out, bounces back inside, down about a yard short of the line to gain. It'll bring up 3rd and 1 from the Mitchell 36-yard line.
And like you said, initially Sedlacek tried to bounce that one out, didn't find a hole, and was able to cut it back in, get a nice gain, set up a 3rd and short here for the Bucks.
Shotgun, another handoff Sedlacek. This one's got the first down and a couple more yards. Gets down to the 33-yard line. Gain of 3 there for Sedlacek. It's not the most impressive run, but those are the runs that get the job done.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if you need 1 yard and you get 3, that's successful math right there. You keep a fresh set of downs, and now Yankton getting in rhythm here and getting a couple first downs to start this second drive.
Shotgun again here. Bestie takes the snap, looks quick left side. The ball is batted back to him. That's big number 7, Colton Smith, the senior linebacker, defensive end. He's 6'5", 205. He used all of it to knock that one right back into the face of Bestie.
Yeah, and Yankton was going right back to that quick hitter over to O'Brien outside, about 6-7 yards down the field. And like you said, looking at it there, Smith did a really good job of tipping that one and putting it down. And that's so key, Brayden. You know, if you're a defensive lineman and you can't get pressure, put your hands up, see if you can tip a ball and stop a play, and you did right there.
Handoff to Sedlacek on the 2nd and 10 play. He gets down to the 25-yard line, Gain of 8 brings up 3rd and 2. That's the longest run of the night right now for Jace, and he's had some success here early on.
Yeah, and he's starting to get going here. He's had 5 carries for 23 yards. He's put a couple nice carries together on this drive alone, and that's something Yankton needs as they're getting ready for playoff season. They need to be able to establish the run in some tough games.
It's like an offset pistol here. Bestie's going to take the snap, Speed option off the left side. He doesn't take the pitch, cuts upfield, gets the first down and into the red zone. First time tonight in the Midwest Insurance Agency red zone for the Yankton Bucks. It brings up 1st and 10 from the Kernels 19.
And Brayden, I think that's a real underrated part of Tate Bestie's game. We talk about how well he's doing throwing the football. I think he's an underrated runner too, and they usually dial up a few design runs for him a game. You saw right there on a speed option where he could have pitched out, chose to keep it, and got a nice game for the first down.
Red zone once again brought to you by Midwest Insurance Agency. Bestie looking for Owen Eidsness. I don't think he had his head around, but he was also, might have been arguing that he was getting held out of his cut there. Incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 10 from the Mitchell 19.
Yeah, it looked like another quick hitter outside, trying to go on an out route there, just weren't able to connect. And like you said, his head wasn't turned, not sure if there was interference or something. I'd have to look at that again, but either way, those 2nd and 10 for the Bucks.
Clock stopped on the incomplete. We're under 5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Bestie's going to design, roll out to his right, look for Talon Kenny in the flat. Actually went to Carter Boozma behind Talon Kenny. Talon kind of whipped his hands apart to let that one go through. Gain of about 4 on the play, brings up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, that was a nice catch there by Boomsma on that play to get a couple yards, and now you're in a situation, 3rd and 6 here. We'll see what the Bucks try to do here and dial up on 3rd down.
Shotgun again here for Tate Bestie. Sedlacek on his right hip pocket, trips left of the formation. That's the field side, the wide side of the field from the right hash. Bestie's going to roll to that left side under pressure. He's going to take off for himself, gets the first down, and to the 5-yard line, he is upended hard and comes down with a crash. He's going to get to about the 6, they say. But 1st and goal for Yankton on that scramble from Tate Bestie.
Yeah, what was I just saying about the legs being an underrated part of his game? You know, that's not a design run there, like you said. That's a pass play all the way. He doesn't see anything he likes, but he sees a lane off the left side, deals with the tough hit, and says, all right, we got a first down. Let's rock and roll. 1st and goal now from about the 6 or so, I think, here, Brayden.
4 minutes to go as he hands off to Sedlacek. Met in the backfield, but powers through it. Now dives head first into the end zone for 6. That's the opening touchdown of the night for a wrecking ball runner right there in Jace Sedlacek. 6-0. Yankton Bucks take the lead. That scoreboard update from SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab.
Yeah, and that wasn't just, a little bit of a truck there. He also did a nice move to cut back inside on that run and make a guy miss and able to get in the end zone. A nice answer there for the Bucks after going 3 and out on their first drive. They're able to punch in a touchdown there. That's big in this spot, obviously. Get some points on the board.
A lot of times we hear about running back duos, Thunder and Lightning. Jace showed both on that one, so does that just make him a thunderstorm?
I like it. The thunderstorm, Jace Sedlacek. Yes? No?
Maybe? I'm not in the nickname business. We'll run that one by our copyright guy. Kevin Ortiz, his field goal up and good, makes it 7-0. That scoring drive from Core Trust Bank. We're back in 30 seconds with the kickoff here from Joe Quinto Field. Yankton leads 7-0. Back in 30 seconds.
Want to take the hassle out of servicing your heating or cooling system? Then sign up for the Kaiser Signature Membership Program. This is Chris Frick with Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Not only will you get peace of mind knowing your units are being serviced regularly, but being a Kaiser Signature member gives you priority service, a discount on parts and labor, and no overtime rates. Take comfort and let our qualified professional technicians keep you running.
Be the wiser and go with Kaiser. Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton.
Welcome back in here, KYNT, KYNTV. Liam Villanueva to kick off here for the Yankton Bucks. 3 Mitchell Kernels back deep. Maybe a trident formation here. 7-0 Yankton leads, under 4 minutes to play in the first quarter. Villanueva boots this one away, high and deep, going to be received at about the 7-yard line for the Kernels here, and a truck on his own blocker there to get through. I believe on that return is number 24, Gage Schmidt, and thank you to the PA, it is Gage Schmidt on the return. Gets down to the 22-yard line, 1st and 10 in their own territory for the Kernels.
Yeah, now we'll see what Mitchell can do with this second drive. They had some really nice runs on that first drive, a couple nice designed passes. You're going to see a lot of that if they're going to try the pass game. It's going to be screens and pot passes and quick hitters and things like that. You're not going to see them necessarily maybe try down the field a ton, but they did have some success and fell short on a 4th down on that last drive. We'll see if they can replicate some of that success yardage-wise here in drive number 2.
Josh Boelter, with the microphone situation, we got to be shoulder to shoulder. I'll continue this thought after this play. Pitch out, fumble in the backfield, ball's on the turf. It's recovered by the Kernels. A dangerous situation there for Mitchell. Loss of yards as well. They're back at their own 17. But, Josh, I mentioned we got to be shoulder to shoulder with the microphone situation. On a night like tonight where we're outdoors and the temp's going to dip below 50, I don't think that's too much of an issue.
It might be best. You ever seen Without a Paddle?
Well, we were without a paddle a little bit ago.
Yeah, the scene where they're all in the cave and it's pouring rain, that's going to be us minus the rain tonight. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Very obscure movie reference, Without a Paddle. It only took like 9 games for me to reference that movie this year.
I think my exact quote is we are, well, with other words before it, without a paddle earlier on today. But we're good and going. Shotgun formation here. Hazing takes the snap, has some time, now forced to roll out to his right, and he just flips this one into the dirt, incomplete. 3rd and long now for the Kernels. They're going to say 3rd and 15 from their own 17-yard line.
Yeah, 3rd and 15 here, and Drace Gaskins did a good job, Brayden, of getting pressure up the middle, forcing the quarterback to scramble out right and just kind of have to try to throw something down the field, but to no avail. Now set up a 3rd and long here.
And the Kernels, a team that likes to run the football, 3rd and long in your own territory. This is the exact last place they want to be.
Yeah, and that's why a play like that fumble on the errant pitch to start makes things so much tougher for an offense like that, like you said, wants to stay on schedule, on script, and run the football.
Do want to give credit to Caden Allen. He hopped back on it quickly after the pitch. And Allen, handoff to him. He gives it back to LeBron on the double reverse there. Madden McQuaid snuffs that one out, though. Only a gain of 3. A little trick play there for the Kernels, but it doesn't bear any fruit. There's still a long way to go on 4th and 12.
And that's what's so tough with an offense like this, is sometimes it's hard to follow the football and see where it's going. The trick, though, is not necessarily follow the skill position players, follow the offensive line, see where they're pulling, where they're going. A lot of times that the offensive line will be the tell sign to know where the football is going on a play like that.
In wrestling, here's a high punt here that's not going a long way, and that's going to bounce at the Mitchell 30 and bounce back. Kernels have to hop on top of that one. 1st and 10 from the Mitchell 28 coming for the Yankton Bucks. But as I was saying there, I wrestled up until the 8th grade. Wasn't really good at that cutting weight thing, Josh. I like cheeseburgers too much. But
you and me both.
But the coaching mentality was always focus on the belly button. They'll hand fake you, they'll head fake you. Their core is what's important to watch and see what they're doing. The offensive line is the core in those kind of plays.
Yeah, like you said, it's the same principle, same idea. Just follow the offensive line. You'll know where the ball's going. Instead, Sedlacek's getting a carry here to start the drive.
Ball's going back to him, and it's moving downfield. Gain of about 7 there on the opening play of the drive, Gets down to they're going to say 22, so gain of 6. 2nd and 4 now here for the Bucks.
Yeah, the only harm done is I got to change my stat sheet a little bit. I put that in as 7, but either way, we continue on. He's having a nice night. He's got 7 carries for 35 yards so far in the first quarter.
Kids are going to have a field day realizing it was 6 or 7 yards. Here's a pass out to Talon Kenny at the 15-yard line. He brings it in and gets out of bounds. Move those chains for the Bucks, and now they're once again working in your Midwest Insurance Agency red zone. 1st and 10 for Yankton from about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, nice little pitch and catch there. We talked about when Kenny caught that ball last week. You don't see him in the passing game a lot, but when he does, he usually comes down with it sure hands there and gets the first down.
Sedlacek, no running room on that one. Good pressure up the middle by the Mitchell defense. Gain of nothing brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, just not a lot there running lane-wise for Sedlacek, and just really nowhere to go on that play. Nice job of the Mitchell front to get the stop.
Shotgun formation again here for Bestie and the Bucks. They're on the left hash at the Mitchell 13-yard line. Handoff Sedlacek again inside the 10, puts the shoulder down and spins forward. He's down about the 7 or 8-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 8. So 3rd down, and I want to say about 5 here, so gain of 5 on the run.
Yeah, and once again, though, what Jace did on that play, it's a good job. Those 5-yard runs aren't something you're going to write home about, but now that makes this 3rd down a little bit easier, a little bit more manageable here for Tate in this offense.
Under a minute to go in the first quarter, Yankton leads 7-0. Pitch out, Jace Sedlacek. He cuts upfield, puts the shoulder down. He's still fighting for yardage, but Josh, we got a flag down. He was marked down at the line to gain, but most likely going to push the Bucks back.
Yeah, that was kind of a late, he was already way down the field on that flag. He's about 7-8 yards on the field, so I wonder if it's spot-wise and maybe they'll set this up at about a 3rd and 10 or so, maybe something like that, but we'll see what happens here, assuming this is on the Bucks.
Waiting for the official ruling for the White Hat. Your officials today are brought to you by the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General. They are the law on the field.
This is actually going on Mitchell, Brayden. They're going to call a face mask on the Kernels, so that one stopped at about the 4 or 3 or so. They're actually going to put this ball right at about the 3-yard line here. So that's the 1st and goal.
They're going to give them half the distance after that, so they're going to mark it at the 1.5. So we got to the 3 on the run, which was enough for a 1st down. and then they give him half the yardage to the goal. So the Buck truck, haven't seen this since Huron, I think. Maybe one more time at home. But it worked very well against Huron. Tegan LaCroix off the right side, dives into the end zone. It's a touchdown for Tegan LaCroix. Second score of the game for the Bucks. They go up 13-0 here with around 30 seconds to go in the first quarter of play. Scoreboard update from SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab. Tegan LaCroix puts the finishing touch on the drive.
Yeah, and that's one of those, Brayden, where Yankton had that 3-and-out to start, but they've said, wash that, forget it. They've gone right down the field on 2 drives. Really nice drive in the last one, and then short field on this one, and punched in to take a 14-0 lead.
Rumors of my demise were greatly exaggerated.
How many times have you said that to yourself today, Brayden?
7. Kick is up and good from Kevin Ortiz. 14-0 your score. Bucks on top. Scoring drive from Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations. We're coming back in 30 seconds with your kickoff here from Joe Quintal Field in Mitchell. Bucks lead 14-0. Back in 30 seconds.
Inheritance, romance, and investment scams continue to plague South Dakotans with high dollar amount losses. They prey on vulnerable adults and swindle consumers out of their funds. Scammers befriend the victim, making it difficult for them to see the reality of what's happening. If you have a loved one susceptible to this type of scam, sit down and talk with them about these issues before it happens to them. If you or a loved one have been scammed in this manner, please reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Liam Villanueva on to kick it away for the Yankton Bucks. Teed up at his own 40-yard line. 3 returners back deep. One's the deepest returner. They got 2 at the 10 and 1 at the 5. It was Schmidt who returned the last one for Mitchell. Yankton leads the Kernels 14-0 here as we're nearing the quarter break. 30 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Villanueva runs it up, boots this one away. This one's going to be received at about the 2-yard line here for the Kernels. It's Allen with it. He is wrapped up and brought down at about the 17-yard line. They're going to give him the 19 if that far line judge is to be believed. But 1st and 10 from their own 19. Josh, the Kernels just cannot get great starting field position tonight.
Yeah, no, they did on their first drive, but other than that, yeah, not much going here field possession-wise. You look at it there, that second drive, the fumble on the pitch really just kind of killed that last drive, sent them up in 2nd and 3rd long, which is once again what this Mitchell offense doesn't want to do. They're trying to stay on rhythm, stay on script, and get 4 or 5 yards at a time. That's how this team wants to play, and mistakes like that, they just got to be able to clean up here.
Opening play of the drive here for the Kernels. LeBron starts to go in motion, wingback pitch. It's a double reverse again, read well again by the Bucks. Gain of about 2 on the play, gets the Kernels to the 21-yard line.
Yeah, just once again, Yankton doing a good job. Once again, they're following the line. Don't follow what's going on with the skill position players. Follow the line. More often than not in this type of offense, they're going to lead you right to where the football is going.
Caden Allen on the run there, the running back, wearing number 32 tonight. And that's going to do it for the first quarter of play as they're letting it go to 0 here on KYNT and KYN TV. Yankton leads 14-0 after 1 here in Mitchell. Big first quarter. Yankton trying to keep that going when we come back. We're back in 60 seconds with your second quarter of play here on KYNT and KYN TV.
Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free. At Explorers Credit Union, you're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. By NCUA. Visit explorerscu.com to join the journey today.
Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmick Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top-quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYN-TV. It's your second quarter of play. Yankton leads 14-0. They switch sides of the field. Kernels now going left to right, east to west as you see it and hear it on KYNT and KYN-TV. Another double reverse, read perfectly. Is that Madden McQuaid in there again for the Bucks? It is number 5 coming off the pile. Tackle for loss. Back behind the original line of scrimmage is going to bring up 3rd and 11.
Yeah, McQuaid's having a really nice night, Brayden. He snuffed out that kind of end-around type play there and was able to bring him down for a loss there. Just nothing going on that. And all of a sudden, once again, Mitchell in a 3rd and long here on the third drive, excuse me.
They're going to say only a loss of 2 there, so 3rd and 10 for the Kernels. Just getting underway in the second quarter of things. Your second quarter is brought to you by the Yankton Medical Clinic and FNBO. Wing formation again. Fakes the handoff on the dive. Hazing's going to go downfield. Has Allen intercepted. Read like a book by Cale Hazelhorst. And he might take this one all the way down the right sideline, inside the 10, and into the end zone. Cale Hazelhorst, 20 on the board for the Bucks with a big pick 6.
Yeah, read that one perfectly there. Did the senior safety. He saw the quarterback throwing that one right up the middle of the field going deep. Just jumped in front of the route and took it to the house.
We're watching it again in your Vision Care Associates replay. It was a handoff or a fake handoff, play action on the fullback dive. Hazing looking downfield, thought he had Allen up the seam. He only had Cale Hazelhorst, and he returns that one about 36 yards to get in for the touchdown. That replay brought to you by Vision Care Associates. Yankton leads 20-0, pending this extra point from Kevin Ortiz. Left-footed Ortiz, LaCroix to hold, and they're going to get Kevin Ortiz on a false start here, Josh. He took that 1/2 step. LaCroix flashed the hand, but the snap wasn't as quick as I think Ortiz was expecting.
Yeah, just got a little head start there. How often do you see a false start on the kicker? Not often, but that is the case in this situation, and now Yankton will back themselves up 5 yards here and try this all over again.
Ortiz, his long of the season, I believe, is around 38, 39, so he can still hit from here, but it is an extended extra point.
Yeah, and he's had a couple really good weeks these last few weeks with the field goals and things like that. Really become a weapon for this offense, so we knew he had it in him and just hasn't necessarily had a ton of chances, but the last few weeks he has and has done a really good job. Made a couple field goals against Brookings 2 weeks ago and then one last week against T.
Just over 11 to play in the first half. Ortiz looks like it's going to be set up at the 15, so it's a 25-yard extra point for Kevin Ortiz. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick is up, and Ortiz still puts it through despite the longer distance. 21-0 your score. Scoreboard update from SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, making life better one adjustment at a time. And no drive there, but scoring drives are brought to you by Core Trust Bank. When we come back in 30 seconds, we'll have the Yankton kickoff. 21-0, Bucks on top with just over 11 to play in the first half. We're back in 30 seconds.
A couple days ago, a teacher came into the UPS store to print some worksheets for her classroom. As we were printing, she asked if we could help her design and print a custom banner for her school's upcoming event. Yes, we can. At the UPS store in Yankton, where for over 8 years we've been serving educators, businesses, and community members with all kinds of printing solutions. Stop by today and let us assist with your next project, and be sure to ask about our shipping services or current print specials.
Welcome back here at KYNT, KYN-TV. Just over 11 minutes to play. 21-0 for the Yankton Bucks right now. And that pick 6 just a few moments ago by Cale Hazelhorst. It's not just because it's the song playing over the speakers right now, Josh. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. And he's been a ball hawk his entire career. Leads the team in interceptions. He's been great as a safety for this football team, and very opportunistic as well. We've seen him be able to take a couple picks to the house this season, and why not right there as well. And now Yankton up big here early in the second quarter.
Funny enough, Tegan LaCroix had tied Cale Hazelhorst in team interceptions last week with a 3-interception game, so Hazelhorst immediately takes the lead back there. Kickoff received about the 15, wrapped up at about the 21, so close to the best starting field position of the day, Josh, for the Kernels, but still, unfortunately for them, it's their own 21.
Right, and now it's just about get something going here. You got to find yourselves in third and short situations. I know, broken record, repeat, short yard situations, but that's really kind of killed these last couple drives from Mitchell. They're getting themselves in 3rd and 10s and 3rd and 15s and stuff, forcing them to throw the football, and you saw what happens right there, a pick 6 immediately from Cale Hazler, so they're trying to get out of those type of situations here and be able to run the football.
So the wing tee again here for the Kernels. One receiver is split out each side of the formation, but two wingbacks and a fullback behind the quarterback. Hazing is under center. One's going to wrap around, handoff. No, pulls it. Triple option look here. Hazing tries to cut up field. He gets away from the initial tackler, but gang tackling there at the end of the play is only going to net him about a yard, maybe two. There was some hand fighting after the play there, Josh, but everybody goes back to their spots without flags.
Yeah, just not much there, and like you said, that's a simple triple option. You got the pitch option outside as well, and Hazing chooses to keep that ball, and really not much going there. But once again, you look at the whole offensive line for Mitchell, they're going left on that play, so you know right away, okay, whatever's happening, probably going that way, and it was there out on the triple option.
Under 10:30 to go in the first half of play. I formation for the Kernels. Hazing under center, going to pitch it out to his running back. Allen cuts up in the middle between the tackles there, and he is spun down by Chase Platt. Platt coming in as the team leader in tackles. I believe that's number 52 for him on the season. That being said, he was probably involved in one in the first half.
Yeah,
first quarter, excuse me.
And a nice little run there from Allen on kind of an inside pitch. A lot of times you'll see that outside. It's kind of an inside pitch there with the left guard pulling on that play. And setting up a third and a little more manageable. Call it about a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4 here for Mitchell. This is where they want to be running the football in a situation like this.
It was officially a gain of 5 on that play to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Kernels. I formation again goes Mitchell. Hazing under center. And it's going to be a tush push there from 3 yards out. Don't knock it if it works. Still pushing the pile. And Hazing's got a first down and a little bit more. A 5-yard quarterback sneak was not on my bingo card, Josh.
Yeah, credit to him. I don't know if I'd ever have the guts to run a tush push from 3 yards away from the first down marker, but it caught the Yankton defense off guard. The line won the battle up front and moved the sticks here for the Kernels here on this drive.
Still should be illegal at the NFL level, but it works there for the Kernels. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line now, and that's just the petty Cowboys fan in me hating on the Eagles. Wing T formation again for the Kernels. 2 receivers, 1 to each side. Allen going to go in motion. They'll pitch it out to him, and Hazing's going to turn into the lead blocker for Caden Allen. Allen knocked down a gain of about 2, maybe 3 here. They're going to give him 3 to the 36-yard line. Brings up 2nd and 7 for Mitchell.
Yeah, and that's what this Mitchell offense wants to do. Once again, we talked about it, right? Body blows, jabs, things like that as they're going here. But once again, they'll take those 3-4-yard runs all day.
And on the tackle. 2nd and 7 now for the Kernels. Nearing the 8.5-minute mark in the first half. They're at their own 36s, Mitchell. Wing T again. Hazing under center. Allen's going to go in motion. They'll pitch it out to him, and they'll hand it off back to LeBron going the other way. And that one is snuffed out in the backfield. Edley Amaro got involved as well as Tegan LaCroix. That's a tackle for loss again for the Yankton Bucks from 2nd and about 7 to 3rd and 9.
And that's once again, while you watch that play start going to the right side, you see the left guard pulling over, or the right guard pulling over to the left side. And you're like, wait a minute, what's going on there? Yankton's defense did a good job following that on the end around for a nice tackle for loss there.
Switching formation here again for the Kernels. They're going shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Running back in the backfield with the quarterback, Hazing. And it's going to be a speed option off the right side. Pitch out to the running back, wrapped up by Madden McQuaid. And getting in there as well as Tegan LaCroix and others. Doesn't go down on the play, but it's just back to the line of scrimmage as the whistle blows. Forward progress was stopped, but Bessler, a tough runner at 6'3", 200 pounds. He's a lot of guy to bring down.
Yeah, and Madden McQuaid made the first contact there. He didn't get the tackle, but he slowed that play down and was able to slow down just enough for his guys to get in there and make the play and force Mitchell off the field once again here.
Yankton leads 21-0 here in the second quarter of play, nearing the 7-minute mark, and Mitchell will punt here from their own 34-yard line. Punt is away. Much better than the first punt. Eidsness calls for a fair catch and downs it at his own 34-yard line. So 1st and 10, Yankton from that spot. And that is where the Bucks and Tate Bestie will take over.
Yeah, and for those of you at home, kind of keep an eye where playoff standings at, things like that. The 2 matchups we're really watching tonight, Huron and Brookings, that game is tied at 0 early in the second quarter. Obviously, if Yankton wins tonight and Huron and Brookings upsets Huron, that 1 seed in play there. But if that's not the case, we're kind of keeping an eye on the Sturgis-Spearfish matchup. That game tied at 7 early in the second quarter as well.
About half of 11 AA is 4-4 right now heading into the final week of the season, Josh. As here's a handoff. Jay Sedlacek shoves one defender away and then puts the shoulder down on another. Tough running. We say it all the time. That's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Yeah, nice run on that one. Jace did a good job of going up the middle initially and trying to bounce it out right. Wasn't able to gain much more, but still I like seeing that, his ability to vision and bounce it out and things like that for a nice gain there.
And a lot of movement on the line. It looked like the right guard, Peyton Eustace, stood up out of his spot, and the defensive line moved too, but they're going to say Eustace moved first. So from a gain of 7, you can knock 5 of those yards off. Brings up 2nd and it'd be 7. Or, yeah, 7, 8.
8. Yes.
2nd and 8. Math. Who needs it? Am I right, fellas?
Yeah, all I know is either way, though, those penalties, something. The Yankees done a pretty good job tonight. They've stayed pretty clean on that, but first one here this evening on that one.
Sedlacek splits out in motion, so it's an empty set for Bestie, and he's going deep down the field to Owen Eidsness, in and out of his hands. Would have been a big play. Eidsness falls to the turf at about the 40. In coverage on that play for the Kernels was Kyson Herman, the junior defensive back, and that one was placed just over Herman's hands, but unable to bring it in. It would have been a really tough catch.
Yeah, and he did a good job there. Usually I argue play man instead of the ball, but he did a really good job there on that one. Herman did, of just kind of keeping an eye on that one and just batting it out of the air on that. Now set up a 3rd and long here for the Bucks.
Trips right of the formation as Bestie takes the snap, fakes the screen pass to O'Brien, now rolls right. Bestie looking downfield, has Boomsma there. Boomsma was cutting back to his quarterback, Bestie, and I think Bestie was expecting him to be more led downfield. Just miscommunication there. Brings up 4th and 8.
Yeah, just nothing there, and I'm not sure if that was necessarily designed on the pump fake there to O'Brien. I don't know if that was the initial look, and it was just covered really well, but either way, Tate pump fake that, decided to scramble out and see what he could find, and just not much there. Now Yankton punting for the 2nd time this evening.
4th and 8 from their own 36, brings on Liam Villanueva, 2 returners back deep for the Kernels. Villanueva had a nice first punt, pinned him inside their own 20. Low snap there, picks it up out of the turf and gets this one away. It's another potential beauty. Bounces at the 30, takes a Yankton bounce down to the 23, still rolling down to the 21, and that is where it will be downed for the Kernels. 1st and 10 from their own 21. Another fantastic punt for Liam Villanueva. 2 punts tonight, Josh, and the Kernels have started at their own 16 and now own 21.
Yeah, he once again, I said it earlier, he's gotten better and better as the season's gone on, and another nice punt there. Put Mitchell back kind of further into their own end of the field here on this drive.
Special teams coordinator Brady Hale does not split hairs when I ask him about Liam Villanueva. He believes that Liam is the best punter in the state, and you can see why he believes that with punts like that. 1st and 10 from the Kernels' 21-yard line. They had trailed the Bucks 21-0. Around 6:10 to play here in the first half. Power formation here for Mitchell. Only one receiver split out, and it's going to be a handoff up the gut, and Bessler gets brought down. Decent little gain on the play of about 5. Ball came out late, but they blew the play dead. Matt McQuaid has it in his hands, but it's not Yankton possession here at Joe Quinto Field.
Yeah, I think he was down on that, was Logan Bessler, and that's just a simple right up the middle, physical football, get 5 yards in that play. A nice start to the drive here for the Kernels.
And Bessler been maybe not successful numbers-wise, but you can just tell how tough of a runner he is. He's a hard guy to bring down. I know Caden Allen had that big 25, 26-yard run, something like that. So,
yeah, 26 yards officially, Caden Allen to start this game.
Outside of that, though, this Yankton defense has been playing the run well. And after running a little double mug there, they pull the guys back, pitch out. Caden Allen off the left side. Trace Gaskins and Jake Bivens say nothing doing there. Big tackle for a loss. That's going to pin them back to about the 23-yard line. So 3rd down and 8 here for the Kernels. Loss of 3 from the Bucks defense.
Yeah, and what Yankton's doing a really nice job on a play like that is obviously Allen on a pitch. He's trying to bounce it outside and just not really able to. Linebackers did a good job containing out, and Gaskins was able to come in from behind and wrap up Allen on that play.
3rd down and about 8 here for the Kernels. They go wing T again here. Looking to run for this 1st down, or at least maybe get it close so they want to try something. Play action pass, looking deep down the left sideline. Miles Drotzman in one-on-one coverage, able to high point the ball and get it there with some hand fighting. But a big play there for the Mitchell Kernels. Colton Smith, all 6'5", 205 of him, went up and just got that one in one-on-one coverage. Huge gain, gets down to about the midfield stripe. They're going to say exactly at the midfield stripe, 27 yards on the play.
Yeah, and that's just a jump ball, and Mitchell came down with it. You said Smith on that play, big gain, and much needed break there, getting out of a 3rd and long for Mitchell on that play and keeping this drive alive.
That was number 7, Colton Smith on that one. First and 10 from the midfield stripe. Belt high snap, handoff up the gut. Here's Bessler, gain of 2 before he meets a wall and gets pushed back. Does not hit the turf on a tackle there for Bessler, but only a 2-yard gain, brings up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, just not much on that one. The interior of the Yankton defensive line, not really giving much for Bessler on that play, and now it's 2nd and 8 here for the Kernels, and we'll see what they dial up here after that big first down a couple plays ago.
Under the 4-minute mark here in the first half of play, Yankton leads 21-0 here at Joe Quintal Field. It's been all Bucks so far, but when Mitchell's been able to hit, they've hit big. 26-yard run in this game and a 27-yard pass. I formation here for the Kernels. Hazing goes under center on 2nd and 8. Bessler the fullback, Allen the deep back, and it's play action. Hazing starts to roll right, now steps up, rolls back left. Now he's cutting upfield looking for anything. Austin Conway's near him. Hazing covered in baby oil there as he slips away. He's eventually brought down by Tegan LaCroix. He ran about 50 yards on that play to gain 2, Josh. Actually, they're just going to give him 1, but tough run there for Hazing to get something when it probably should have been less than nothing.
Yeah, that's some of those things I love looking at where it's like how many yards did he actually run compared to what's going to show up in the stat sheet. And I think, like you said, it was 20+ on that play, easy. And the problem was there, he stood up, the way he snapped the football and took it up, you could tell right away it was play action. It's hard to describe without really watching it back, but it's one of those, it was kind of a telltale right away that was play action, and Yankton saw it right away and were able to wrap that up.
3rd and 7 here for the Kernels. Hazing in the shotgun again, running back on his left hip pocket, and that's a bad snap, gets behind Hazing. He just falls on top of it, his own 40, loss of about 13 yards. That should bring out the punt unit, Josh. The Mitchell Kernels, just a fumble there, sets their drive back, and that's the second drive we've seen that really gets put to bed early due to a fumble.
Yeah, and that's got to be frustrating if you're this Mitchell offense. You had something going on the pass play, and then you had that happen, and that's a tough break. Now we'll see here, Brayden. There's under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Yankton going to get the football here. They do have all their timeouts. We'll see. Obviously, I'm assuming they're going to the 2-minute here as Mitchell's punting this one off.
And Isaac's going to call for a fair catch at his own 28-yard line. So 1st and 10 from their own 28. But Josh, I think the point you were getting to here, correct me if I'm wrong, Yankton could go 2 for 1 and could be up. Oh, no, they can't go 2 for 1. They kick to start things off. You're right. But they could score here to end the half and take 28-0 into the break.
Yeah, and that'd be big right here. You don't want to give Mitchell a chance to get any momentum going into the second half. A touchdown here could really kind of halt some of that here. But we'll see what this Yankton offense can do. There's been some mixed bag, right? A couple touchdowns, a couple punts. Obviously, they want to keep that going here, put something in the end zone, or at least get some points before the half.
Well, Josh, I assumed, and you know what they say about assuming. Knee-high snap, but able to pick it up there for Bestie. Handoff right side. Said Logic bounces it outside past the 30, down to about the 33-yard line. So gain of 5 on that one brings up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and credit to Tate and Jace on that play. Sometimes things hit the fan in a play, and it did on that one, kind of a low snap. Tate was able to pick it up and get the handoff off right before Jace took off and still get a nice gain on that play of about 5.
2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Bucks take the snap from the right hash. Bestie looking deep for the one-on-one ball to Abe O'Brien. A lot of hand fighting, and Laundry's going to fly. That's going to be defensive pass interference there, I believe. The corner in coverage was Kyson Herman, and they're going to get the penalty on him.
Yeah, and initially I thought they were going to let Herman and O'Brien kind of hand fight that play because they were, and I think Herman pulled him down towards the end, and that's going to get called here. However, they're talking about it. Could this potentially maybe be on Yankton? I don't think so, but they are talking about it here at about the Mitchell 45. We'll see what the call is.
Herman was arguing that he was getting pushed, and that's why he kind of pulled on O'Brien because he was falling back and just kind of grabbed him out of reaction. So if they're saying that O'Brien pushed first, who starts it, who finishes it, that kind of thing?
Yeah, the way I look at it is I think Herman initiated contact and O'Brien pushed, and then Herman pulled down. So we'll see where they go on this. The answer is it could be on both? Question mark? I don't know. We'll see what the call is here. And they are going to call it on Herman here in this Mitchell defense.
The Boo Birds are out here at Joe Quintal Field. We are on the home side of the stadium, so Mitchell fans right below us. And it's pass interference against Kyson Herman. Fresh set of downs for the Bucks, and a 15-yard penalty is going to put them pretty much near the midfield stripe at their own 47-yard line here. Still working from the right hash, trips right of the formation, short side of the field. One receiver wide left in one-on-one coverage is Carter Boomsma, but Herman giving him some space.
Plenty of time here, minute 15, 3 timeouts for the Bucks right about midfield. We'll see what they cook up here on first.
Bestie takes the snap, looks quick left side, had Carter Boomsma. We mentioned Herman playing soft coverage, tried to get it out to Boomsma quick, but just out of reach.
Yeah, we've seen that a few times tonight. Tate just a little bit off on some of his throws here this evening and missed right there on that pass.
PA gave a little tip on the play to Luke LeBrun. Didn't see if he got a hand on it, but I know they got several spotters down there who might have had a better angle than I did. But no matter how you cut it, 2nd and 10 from their own 48-yard line here for the Bucks. Bestie, empty set, takes the snap, chest high, fires to Carter Boomsma. A lot of space to run into on the crossing route, and he's turning upfield to the 25 and brought down at the 24-yard line. Huge little pitch and catch there on the slant route, reminiscent of Tim Tebow to Demarius Thomas, albeit without the touchdown. Boomsma runs into open space, brought down at about the 25-yard line. You saw it again in your Vision Care Associate replay on KYN TV, and Josh, out of that, they're going to take a timeout brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling. We're going to keep it here with them, though, because that was just a great little play for Yankton.
Yeah, I liked that one there, Brayden. You know, Yankton does get the timeout on that after, of course, like you said, but that's something Yankton's been going outside on the passing game early, a lot of hitches, curls, and outs and things like that. That one, they just send your speed guy right up the middle on a slant route. Tate does a nice job of hitting him on that, and then, like I said, let speed do the rest. Nice gain on that play. And now, once again, sitting here, you got about a minute or so left here in the second quarter, right about the 25 with 2 timeouts, plenty of time to work, and a big play there for the Bucks.
I don't want to say playing safe, but playing prevent a little bit here with the time running down in the half. Those safeties and corners were backing off of Yankton. That's why we see those quick hitters. But that's as you said, one of the first times we've seen them go quick hitter over the middle.
Yeah, which I don't mean to criticize, but playing kind of further back with 3 timeouts and a minute and a half left, it's kind of risky in my opinion if you're the Mitchell defense. Things like that can happen real fast.
And it looks like they're going to load things up now. Everybody in a black jersey is within about 6 yards of the line of scrimmage. Bestie in the shotgun, trips right, one receiver left. Bestie's going to roll to that right side. Looking downfield, has time, looking for Abe O'Brien. Actually, might have been looking for Owen Isis, but he got tripped up. 2 receivers over there, and Josh, it landed perfectly in between them.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I think he had maybe both of them on that one. I thought Abe O'Brien was wide open there, running on that corner. Just not able to connect on that one, and now the Bucks left 2nd down.
I wonder if that's a communication between the receivers. O'Brien sees Eisnes kind of coming up for the ball, figures he has the better angle and pulls off, and we saw Eisnes lose his footing, so that entire play ends up for naught. 2nd and 10 from the Mitchell 25-yard line, knocking on the door of the red zone. Chest high snap. Bestie looking right side, going on the corner route. Cale Hazelhorst, he's got it. It's the 2nd time today that Cale Hazelhorst is into the end zone for 6, this time on offense.
Yeah, and credit to Coach Huber, Tate Bestie, and company here. They saw that corner route get open on the last play and said, what if we ran the exact same route, but this time with Hazelhorst? And that's what they did. Hit it right to the corner, perfectly timed ball, right in the spot there to Cale Hazelhorst for the touchdown.
27-0 your score pending the extra point. Scoreboard update from SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, your go-to place for specialized wellness and therapy. Ortiz on to kick this extra point. He's 3 for 3 so far. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick is up. Kick is good. Ortiz goes 4 for 4. 28-0. Your new score. That scoring drive from Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations. We're going to take a look at that play again here, Josh, on our Vision Care Associates replay. And you mentioned it. The route got open last time. Just changed the target. Cale Hazelhorst now runs that corner route, and Bestie threw it before Hazelhorst is even out of his cut into the end zone for 6. Beautiful pitch and catch, excellent play call, and excellent execution.
Yeah, that's a big-time throw, and with the anticipation and whatnot, you know, that's one of those when your guy's breaking, you're not sure 100% where he's going to be and when he's going to get there, but they practice that a lot, obviously, and try to get that down the best they can. And Tate threw a really good ball, good timing ball there to get that right in the spot, and Hazelhorst did the rest and took in the end zone, and that's big for the Bucks. You get that touchdown before the half and really kind of, even though you were in full control, really kind of put the foot on the throat there and make it 28-0.
As Liam Villanueva's coming on to kick, I do want to thank some of our pregame sponsors that we did not give a chance to get to those segments with the shortened pregame, including Fairfield Inn & Suites and Holiday Inn Express. They sponsor our broadcast booth. Larry's Heating and Cooling, our Friday night rewind sponsor. Buck in the Headlight interviews, which I don't know if blessing in disguise is the right word. Due to Mother Nature, we didn't have those anyway this week. Too much wind interference Wednesday at practice, but they were Easton Feaser and Austin Conway. Those interviews brought to you by the Boathouse. Your pregame coach interview with head coach Brady Muth, that's brought to you by 1919 Root Beer. You can find it at convenience stores, grocery stores, or on tap at local restaurants. Big thank you to all of our sponsors who help make this broadcast possible every single week, even when things don't go to a plan, so to speak. Kicking off here is Liam Villanueva, and he's going to squib it here with under a minute to play, and that bounces through the hands of a Mitchell Kernel and diving back on top of it about the 21-yard line. So some rough field position to start things off again here for Mitchell. That was number 41 who recovered it. It was Nolan Widstrom, the sophomore. If the wind doesn't want to keep blowing my paper around, Josh, I'm trying to read the roster.
Yeah, and now we'll see what Mitchell chooses to do here. Like we said, throwing's not really their game. But they do have 45 seconds, they do have 3 timeouts, and they do get the ball first to start next half. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be here. They might even decide to run the ball here on this first play, and if they get a big gain, it could change how they call this here going into the half.
Right around 45 seconds to go in the first half, 28-0. Yankton on top of the Mitchell Kernels here. Final game of the regular season. It's a fullback dive, a play that worked well for T last week, and that one works to the tune of about 4 yards. They actually originally marked him 1st and 10 at the 20, so it's now 2nd and 6 from the 24 after a gain of 4 there for Bessler.
Like you said, just a simple dive, and as it stands right now, I think Mitchell's kind of content running this out to halftime. They're really not rushing the line, still huddled up here as they break, but yeah, under 20 seconds to go here. I don't know how aggressive they're going to be.
I don't see a play clock here at Joe Quinto Field, but I believe they have to snap the ball one more time. We'll see if they do here. The Kernels under center, I formation. It's Hazing. He's going to take the snap, hand off to LeBrun, coming back around on the wingback sweep, and he's got a lot of space to run into there. Gets down to about the 36-yard line, but that's going to do it for the first half of play. Nice little confidence boost heading into the break, but Josh, 28-0 your score, Yankton on top at the halftime.
Yeah, and the Yankton offense put 3 nice drives together, including a shorter drive, but then that turnover, the big pick 6 from Cale Hazelhorse made the difference as well. This Yankton team's firing on all cylinders right now. They're up 28-0 going into the half. We're going to see the defense first here to start, but a really good first half for the Bucks.
We'll talk more about this first half when we come back in 4 minutes. This is Yankton Bucks football, KYNT, KYNTV. The Bucks on top, 28-0 at the break. We're back in 4 minutes.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Stay healthy this season with a flu shot from Yankton Medical Clinic. They are hosting flu shot clinics every Tuesday afternoon, 3 to 4:30, now through November 11th, along with Saturday, November 8th from 9 a.m. to noon. Walk-ins are welcome or schedule your appointment online at yanktonmedicalclinic.com. Don't wait. Protect yourself and your loved ones today with a flu shot from Yankton Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
In Yankton, community means everything, and at Wilson Trailer, it's the heart of what they do. They're more than manufacturers, they're your neighbors. From sponsoring the Bucks and Gazelles to supporting the next generation of farmers and builders, they're proud to give back to the place they call home. For over a century, Wilson Trailer has stood strong, steady, and rooted in community. Because when Yankton thrives, we all move forward. Wilson Trailer in Yankton. Learn more at wilsontrailer.com.
Are you on track to retire? I'm Adam Boelter, a certified financial planner with Vantage Financial, born and raised in Yankton, South Dakota. My team and I pride ourselves on building trust through clear, honest advice tailored to your unique goals. From retirement planning to smart tax strategies, we'll create a personalized plan to help you feel confident and secure about your financial future. Visit vfplanning.com or search Adam Boelter, Vantage Financial, to schedule a 15-minute call today.
Vantage Financial Partners is a registered investment advisor. SEC registration does not constitute an endorsement of Vantage by the SEC, nor does it indicate that Vantage has attained a particular level of skill or ability.
We're passionate about getting yearly mammograms because 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. You can get a yearly mammogram to detect it early. Would it help if I requested nicely? Please, could you be so kind as to get a mammo? Or singing it. Get your mammogram starting at 40. Or with a British accent. Schedule your mammo with an Avera Breast Center at avera.org/breast or call 888-422-1410.
At Mead Lumber of Yankton, we're more than building materials. We're your partner in every project. From your first sketch to your final nail, we're here with expert advice, quality products, and hometown service you can count on. For over 100 years, we've been proud to build homes, businesses, and dreams with you right here in our community. Stop in and see what makes Mead Lumber the trusted name in building. Mead Lumber of Yankton, helping you build, helping you grow, from design to finish.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
For coverage you can count on, call Brendan Hansen or Brandon Tykrow in Yankton today.
Welcome back in here on KYNT and KYNTV. It's your halftime report brought to you by Avera. Visit avera.org today. Looking at the halftime break here, Josh, 28-0, Yankton on top in an impressive performance so far. And, if Yankton's able to come out in the second half and put a score on the board before the Kernels can, you're looking at potentially a running clock, and that makes that hill even steeper to climb for Mitchell. We'll get right into your halftime stat recap real quick, though, brought to you by Mayor Signs. 161 total yards of offense for Yankton, very balanced as well. 78 on the ground, or 78 through the air, and 83 on the ground.
Yeah, and part of that is you saw Yankton deal with a short field on one of their drives, and also a pick six helps those situations too. But when Yankton's been on the field, they've been running the football really well, I think. Jay Sedlacek, he's got 60 yards on 12 carries, not 12 yards on 60 carries. You know what I mean. Point is, he's running the football well, got a touchdown as well. And then, of course, that big strike from Bestie to Hazelhorst towards the end of the first half there in the 2-minute drill, about 25 yards out for the nice touchdown as well.
Looking at some key individuals, you mentioned the touchdown. Sedlacek, that's 5 yards per carry for him. Bestie, 5 for 12, so not as efficient as he wants to be in the first half, but did have that touchdown there to really build some momentum into the halftime break.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a big throw. We've seen him miss some stuff, but he made a couple big throws on that last drive, gain of 28 to Boomsma on a slant, and then that corner route to Hazelhorst, like I said, he made some nice completions there towards the end and led a nice drive to end the half.
102 yards of total offense for the Kernels, 44 through the air and 58 on the ground. But Josh, and it's not taking anything away from the Kernels offense, half of those yards came on 2 plays, a 26-yard run for Caden Allen and a 27-yard pitch and catch from Hazing to Smith.
Yeah, big plays on those, the run play and the catch, like you said. But the problem is a couple errant snaps and some fumbles and things like that. And not necessarily caused turnovers, but have kind of killed some drives here, including also a short punt as well. Just some simple things that if Mitchell's able to clean up, maybe the score's a little closer. But at this point, haven't been able to. And that's why the score looks like it does.
We're going to go to another break here on your halftime report. When we come back, we're checking the scores from round 11 AA. We got one final already, and it's chalk, as you would say.
Pierre beat Douglas. There we go.
Pierre, once again, showing some dominance heading into the postseason, 49-0 there. We'll talk about the rest of 11 AA when we come back in 4 minutes. This is Yankton Bucks football, KYNT, KYNTV. The Bucks lead Mitchell 28-0 at the half. Back in 4.
The perfect place to get together with friends and family and watch the game and enjoy some of the best wings in town is Checkers Sports Bar and Grill. Checkers is open every day, and on Monday nights, the action gets even better. Cheer on Monday Night Football with $6 cheeseburgers and fries, plus play bingo and your chance to win great prizes. From mouth-watering wings to juicy burgers and stacked sandwiches, Checkers Sports Bar and Grill is Yankton's favorite destination for food, friends, and game day fun. Your game days belong at Checkers.
FM 1021 and AM 1450 KYNT Yankton.
Have a large group or event that you'd like to offer clothing for? JJ Benji's can make you look good. Instead of you taking orders, collecting money, and then delivering the clothing, let JJ Benji's handle it all. JJ Benji's will create an online store with the merchandise you want to offer. People order, pay, and then JJ Benji's will ship it. You just provide a link or QR code to the online store, and that's it. Contact JJ Benji's in Yankton for more information.
I'm Colby Cookta, one of your Yankton Edward Jones financial advisors. We're all about financial investments, but we also value the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why I'm a proud sponsor of the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles on KYNT.
Call 605-653-4860 or visit edwardjones.com for all your investment needs.
I'm Colby Cookta, financial advisor Edward Jones Yankton, member SIPC.
Mount Marty is committed to excellence in nursing.
We really go the extra mile to care for our students as a whole person. My name is Crystal Diedrichson. I am an associate professor of nursing at Mount Marty. As a Catholic Benedictine university, we can incorporate God and prayer in our regular classwork and interactions with students. And in addition to that, we care about the students in other aspects of their lives.
Start your journey at mountmarty.edu.
Olson Pest Technicians is a family-owned business since 1966, and with over 50 years of pest management, they understand your issues, and their well-trained team will help you solve your pest problems. Issues with cockroaches, ants, bedbugs, bats, termites, spiders, rats, mice, or other creepy-crawling pests? Olson Pest Technicians can treat and cure them. Right now, they can provide grain fumigation on the farm and do one-shots for homes to keep pests out for the winter. Call Olson Pest today, 800-KIL-BUGS.
If you've been suffering from chronic pain or a recent injury, check us out, Lane, Reed, and Cole Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab.
We offer a wide variety of treatments and techniques, including dry needling, cupping, chiropractic adjustments, and sports rehabilitation.
Our mission is to ensure an individualized and efficient treatment plan to get you back on your feet. From ankle sprains and sports injuries to neck pain and headaches, we've got your back.
Give us a call or book an appointment on our website. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy.
Now located on Summit Street across from the high school.
Do you struggle with dry contacts? At Vision Care Associates, we have a great option. Infused contact lenses by Bosch & Lomb. Infused lenses are designed to ensure that your eyes stay hydrated and irritation-free, even after a full day of wear. Our doctors specialize in fitting these lenses for maximum comfort and optimal vision. Schedule your consultation and experience the all-day comfort and crisp, clear vision you deserve.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Sherco, the industry leader in tarping, has done it again with the release of the all-new Sherlock E-Series electric tarp. The E-Series features fully assembled front and rear arm, a pre-wired sealed control box, and Sherco's exclusive smart wire sealed harness for quick and easy installation. Operate the E-Series with the SureLink EZR remote or by your smartphone using the SureLink app. Add more time to your day with the Sherlock E-Series. To learn more, contact your authorized Sherco distributor or find us at Sherco.com. Demand the best. Demand Sherco.
Welcome back to Joe Quintal Field here at Mitchell, South Dakota. I'm Josh Boelter. We are live. It's your halftime report brought to you by Avera. Visit Avera.org today. And at the half, it is your Yankton Bucks up 28-0 here on the Mitchell Kernels at the half. Once again, your halftime report brought to you by Avera. We're going to go ahead and take a look at our out-of-town scoreboard now. Brought to you by Top Notch Window Cleaners. Window cleaning for commercial or residential. Let Top Notch Window Cleaning brighten your days. And looking here at your halftime scores here in 11AA. Last week, a lot of seating on the line. The two games I know our Bucks fans at home are paying attention to closely. First up, one seed still in play here. Huron with the inside track coming in tonight, but they're in trouble at the half. They're in Brookings at Dana J. Dykehouse Stadium, and Brookings at the half is up 8-6 on the Tigers. We'll keep you updated on that one. The other one closely watched here by Bucks fans will be Sturgis and Spearfish, and that one, Sturgis leads at 13-7 over Spearfish. The half reason being, if Huron wins that game, Yankton likely the 2 seed will probably play the loser of that game. Other scores here in 11AA, Aberdeen fighting for their playoff lives. They're taking on, right now, the 5th-seeded Watertown, and Aberdeen currently leads, or that is actually tied at halftime at 0-0. Other scores in 11AA, to our final, Pierre defeated Douglas 49-0. They're kind of locked into that 3 seed, and then T right now, they're down 20, or that game went final 27-7. They're facing Sioux Falls, Washington. T losing in that game. We're going to take a quick look at your Class 11AA standings. Once again, just kind of break everything down as they stand right now. Huron's the 1 seed, Yankton the 2, Pierre the 3, T the 4, Watertown the 5th, Spearfish in 6th, Sturgis in 7th, Brookings in 8th, then Aberdeen in 9, Mitchell 10, and Douglas at 11. So that's your out-of-town scoreboard. Once again, brought to you by Top Notch Window Cleaners. We are just about 4 minutes from the half, or from the second half, so we're going to take a quick 3-minute break here from Joe Quintal Field. We'll get Brayden Butler back in the mix as well. At the half right now, score Yankton 28, Mitchell nothing. I'm Josh Boelter. We'll be back in just 3 minutes.
When you make the right decision, it feels good. Like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision too. That's why State Farm agent Rhonda Westland is right here in Yankton to help you select the right protection at the right price. Rhonda will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm agent Rhonda Westland, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call her. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Have aches and pains taken you out of your game? Sports injuries can happen quickly, posing threats to your health and ability to participate in your regular athletic activities. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson from First Chiropractic Centers. Chiropractic care can provide pain relief from sore and aching muscles and lead to faster recovery after workout by easing the inflammation you experience, like stiffness, pain, or restricted movement. Visit with us about managing your sports injuries. First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Larry's is having a duct cleaning sale. Not duck, duct, D-U-C-T. Right now, have your ducts cleaned by Larry's Heating and Cooling by November 14th, and you'll get a 20% discount. With winter coming up, now is a great time to clean out the dust and allergens in your vents. Save 20%. Call Larry's now and schedule your duct cleaning by November 14th. Larry's Heating and Cooling, Yankton and Vermilion.
I am John Marquardt, and I'm running for District 18 State Representative. I'm currently chair of the Yankton County Commission. I was born and raised in rural South Dakota and have an ag business background. I am a conservative that fights to keep taxes low, supports law enforcement, and I'll look out for the best interests of District 18.
Vote for John Marquardt for District 18 State Representative in the Republican primary. Paid for by friends of John Marquardt.
It's game time. Under the lights, in the stands, or out on the field, Prime Energy powers Yankton Pride. Every can packs bold flavor and clean energy. No sugar crash, no nonsense. With electrolytes for hydration, B vitamins for focus, and performance you can feel. Prime helps you push harder, go longer, and stay sharp. Refresh, refuel, and rise with Prime Energy. Great taste, smart fuel, next level energy, and proud to power our Bucks and Gazelles.
At Elwood Family Dental Care, they believe patients should understand their treatment, not just receive it. That's why they show you x-rays and photos, explain the why, and keep you informed every step of the way. They treat patients of all ages and especially love caring for kids. Most pediatric treatments are done right in the office, trying to limit trips out of town. So come see Elwood Family Dental Care today, located at 19th and Broadway. where they take care of the entire family.
Space Heaters come out here at halftime against the Mitchell Kernels. The Yankton Bucks lead the way 28-0 here at Joe Quintal Field. Just over a minute away from your second half of action on KYNT and KYN-TV. Josh Boelter, Brayden Butler here on the call for you. And Josh, very impressive first half from Yankton.
Yeah, really a nice first half. We talked about a couple of the drives there. J-Sed Lodchek touchdown run, 25-yard strike at the end of the half, and of course the pick six as well from Cale Hazelhorst. A really good half of football. Not perfect, but just really solid, and doing what you need to do here the last week in the regular season, take care of business and lock up playoff seeding. We talked about it. We'll keep you updated on some of those other games that we're keeping an eye on, of course, here on in Brookings, Spearfish and Sturgis as well. But, yeah, right now, Yankton, they can only take care of what they can control, and that's the second half here. Up big to start. We're going to see the defense first, and once again, we talked about it. Really good outside of two big, kind of really big shot play and then a nice run for Mitchell. But other than that, Yanks did a really good job of slowing down this Kernel offense.
Liam Villanueva tees it up. Left to right go the Bucks as you see it and hear it. That's east to west here at Joe Quintal Field. We're live on KYNT and KYN-TV. And this is your reminder, if you haven't downloaded the KYN-TV mobile app yet, what are you doing? Exactly.
Yeah. Sorry if I yelled at you.
Get out there and download it. It's on your phone. It's the most convenient thing ever.
Do it.
When our fearless leader, Kurt Dykstra, told me to plug that more, I don't think he meant that way, but...
He didn't even tell me to plug it. I'm just doing it. Do it. Download the app. What are you doing?
Download the app. It's on Roku, too, if you want it on your TV. If you prefer web browser watching, go to kyntv.com. We have a website, too.
It's so simple, everywhere. even I can run it. Trust me. We got football, Brayden. Football. Let's go.
Thursday night, under the lights. Liam Villanueva boots it away to start the second half of play. And miscommunication there by the Kernels, muffed on the kickoff, able to pick it back up and almost get their best starting field position of the day, Josh, out of it. 1st and 10 at their own 22, but that was almost a disaster out the gate for the Kernels.
Yeah, that would have kind of been insult to injury there, right, to start the second half. But they're able to recover it there and get this drive going. And we talked about how really they've kind of lived on those two big plays. They had the 27-yard pass to Smith and then the Caden Allen run really on the first carry of the game. It's kind of been it for Mitchell. So they're looking for maybe if they can sustain a drive or, of course, if they can get another one of those big plays, I think they'll take that too. Really just about anything at this point to try to get this offense going.
Mitchell might be looking to do their best Brookings impression. Remember, the Bobcats out of the half had a long, sustained drive for their first score of the game. We'll see if Mitchell can do something similar here under center. Offset I formation. It's a pitch out off the left side, and Trace Gaskins just grabs the jersey of the running back and pulls him back to him. That is some grip strength from Gaskins, and a short gain there for Allen. They gave him about 1 yard for 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and I think Trace Gaskins did a really nice job in that play. Obviously, you could see it on KYN-TV. He pulls that jersey back. Otherwise, I think Allen would have been able to get a couple yards there. Senior interior lineman, defensive lineman there doing a good job of stopping that play for really not much at all.
2nd and 9 from the 23, their own 23 for the Mitchell Kernels. Basically, they're to the left side of the field, but not quite the left hash. It'll be a play action. Hazing, not fooled, was Edley Amaro. Hazing gets away from him and knocked away. Cale Hazelhorst there in the coverage. The intended target on the play was the man who got that big play earlier, Josh, and Colton Smith.
And I think that's the longest it's taken us to say Edley Amaro's name in a football game, maybe ever, Brayden. But he kind of forced that one really quick on the play action, was in the backfield really quickly, forced Hazing to roll out and threw it into a tight window. And hit the ground now. Once again, a 3rd and long here for this Mitchell offense, and very quick into this first drive of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, behind the sticks here, almost, for the Kernels. 3rd and 9, they go shotgun. High snap brought down by Hazing. Pitch option out the left side. Fumble on the ground. It's Jake Bivens who's up with it. Jacob Bivens reads it perfectly as the ball was just muffed on the pitch out, and Bivens is the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour, Josh. He's back on the ball.
Yeah, just a miscue on that. We saw Yankton run a pitch or a speed option earlier, but Tate kept it. That one, Hazing's just trying to get it out and just not able to connect with Bessler on that. That's all about timing. And Jake Bivens, he's had a nice little game for himself tonight. A really nice quarterback pressure earlier. And he gets the fumble recover there. Now Yankton in business to start this drive here in the second half.
Something he did on that play that I think is going to get an attaboy from the Yankton coaching staff. I'll talk about after this play. Sedlacek bulldozes off the right side for the gain of about 4 or 5. Gets down to the 14-yard line. So working into the Midwest Insurance Agency red zone here for the Bucks. But something that I think that the coaches might be happy of. After seeing Easton Feaser scoop and score last week, a lot of times guys can be, well, my teammate did it, I can do it too. Bivens didn't risk missing the fumble as he picked it up. Here's another run off the right side for Sedlacek in down to the 5-yard line. More tough running, but Bivens didn't think about scooping that one up and scoring, just got on top of it and secured possession. That's the smart play in that situation that coaches love.
Yeah, and Bivens, he's a better man than me. I remember when in my playing days, I had something similar happen on a kickoff where I was able to pick up a football, and instead of just falling on it, I tried to pick it up and got absolutely destroyed within 2 yards. But good man, good Jake Bivens getting the cover. Now this offense moving it right down the field.
Hand off, out the gut, Jay Sedlacek. Sorry to cut you off, Josh, but you're correct. In for 6. Another touchdown for Jay Sedlacek, another touchdown for the Yankton Bucks. And if this extra point is good, a running clock would be in effect here for the second half of play, Josh.
Yeah, and that's a nice drive there for Yankton. I know it's short field, but they just said, all right, let's line up, let's run the football. That's what they did, and punched that one in for a nice touchdown there. And like you said, pending the extra point, we will be going to running clock.
If I ever meet the inventor of the portable heater, I'll give him a big hug.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that guy or gal right now.
Kick is up, and it is no good. 34-0 your score. Mitchell avoids the running clock there. First extra point missed since the opening game of the season, Josh.
Yeah, and Kevin's been so consistent there. Missed that one, and like you said, that running clock might have to wait for a little bit depending on what happens now. But Yankton getting a touchdown to start the second half off the turnover.
I'm not a superstitious man, Josh, but people are going to blame me for bringing it up. So commentators curse, I guess. Let's look at that touchdown run again, though, from Jay Sedlacek, brought to you by Vision Care Associates on this replay. Just a handoff, inside zone off the right side, follows his lead blocker, and gets in there easily for 6. That's actually the tackle who was pulling, number 66, Austin Conway, who just kind of bared down. It was the road grader in front of Jay Sedlacek for that touchdown. 34-0 your score. Scoreboard update from SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, the go-to place for specialized wellness and therapy. Liam Villanueva to kick off here. 3 returners back deep for Mitchell. 10-11 to go on your game clock here in the third quarter. Do want to give a big thank you to everybody who's helping out here today. Obviously, Brayden Butler, myself on the call, Josh Boelter here with me as always. But Cooper, a big thank you to myself.
I was going to say, did you say big thank you and then immediately credit yourself?
I was.
Wow.
They're going to call that foot and mouth syndrome.
At least you picked me second. I'll take that.
Listen. Big thank you to the guys who are helping us out here today. Obviously, myself and Josh are on the call, but helping us. Cooper Kanthick on scoreboard today, making sure everything's running cool for the KYN TV stream, and Swatomatic himself, Jim Swatsky, on the camera today. Long end-over-end kick received at the 1-yard line here by Allen. He's bringing it out, cuts left at about the 12, and he is met. Jolton Remnitz Hahn in there. There was another buck in there as well.
Looked like Jake Bivens.
It is Jake Bivens, so he's the man of the hour tonight.
Yeah, and he's having a really nice night, Brayden. You won't necessarily see a ton on the stat sheet, but between that special teams tackle and a couple nice quarterback pressures and a fumble recovery, he's had a really nice night and been on top of things here for the Bucks on both defense and special teams.
34-0 your score, 10:05 to go in the third quarter. Under center for the wing tee here again. Mitchell's going to send one man in motion. It's the running back, Allen. Handoff off the right side to the fullback, Bessler. He is met, falls forward for a gain on the play. Gets down to about the 22-yard line. So they're going to give a gain of 4, brings up 2nd and 6.
Yeah, once again, though, that's what Mitchell wants to do here. Get 4 or 5 yards of carry. They do on that play to start this drive, and needed that after the mistake on the pitch option there, our third down last drive. Need to get some positive momentum going offensively.
And they moved the ball up to the 23 for a minute, but back to the 22 now. So just spotting issues, but it's all right. I formation here for the Kernels. And handoff to the fullback off the left side this time. I see Carson Crawl in there with his back to me, wrapping him up. Easton Feaser coming off the pile. Jake Bivens, there he is again. Madden McQuaid. And off the bottom of the pile, Trace Gaskins was in there. There were about $5 in there on that gang tackle.
Yeah, and that's a good sign. If I'm a defensive coordinator, I want guys like us not being able to identify everybody on a play. You want as many red hats to the football as possible. And, defensive coordinator Justin Olson's down there smiling on that one, seeing multiple red hats swarming to the football.
There's a reason I tend to spend Sunday afternoons, Josh, watching our games back to see exactly who got tackles for our stats. A quick fire pass out, intercepted. Cale Hazelhorst down the left sideline. He was thinking about another pick six for a second there, Josh. He's wrapped up and brought down, but Hazelhorst, let's look at it again on your Vision Care Associates replay. That pass was just a little too tall for the intended target. Out of eye form here. Hazing fires quick, too high. Cale Hazelhorst, right place, right time. Gets brought down at about the Mitchell 21-yard line. So 1st and 10. Yankton on the edge of the red zone with a 34-0 lead.
Yeah, and Hazing, it looked like he was going to play past that, play action past that, but just kind of stood up and sailed the ball right into the hands of number 14. Anytime you do that, he's taking it the other way. Nice job.
First play of this drive, handoff up the gut. Chase Sedlacek, rumble, young man rumble. First down on the play, too. Gets down to the 11-yard line. Gain of 11 for Sedlacek. And now into the Midwest Insurance Agency red zone again for the Yankton Bucks.
Yeah, and he's got 92 yards, 2 touchdowns tonight on 16 carries. He's having a nice night, getting close to that century mark here this evening.
And didn't see this at first. Backup quarterback Jackson Kudera into the game here, Josh. Handoff looks like Easton Feeser this time. And brought down for a short gain there. Feeser down to the 5-yard line. So gain of 6, actually. Not really. They gave him a 5. They're going to say it was 1st and goal from the 10 before. So not really a short gain there. On schedule for Feeser. And getting to see Jackson Kudera and a couple different receivers out there as well. I see Ivan Hirschman and Will Rounds. Handoff. Feeser goes off the left side, met by a pair of Kernels players at about the 3-yard line and pushed back. But Feeser goes from the 5 to the 3. Should bring up 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line.
What I love about that, usually at this point in the season, so I'm running live stats as we're doing this. A lot of times you don't add new names towards the end of the season, and we haven't really seen Easton Feeser run the ball, obviously, with his injury earlier. Just added a new name in the running game. Love that.
Kudera, handoff, Feeser off the left side. They're trying to get the senior into the end zone, it feels like, Josh. He's down to the 1. Late flag on that play. It's 4th and goal from the 1 pending this flag.
Yeah, and we'll see what the call here is. Usually in these type of situations, you'll see a hold or something like that. Could put this Yankton defense or Yankton offense back 10 yards, but we'll wait and see what the call is. The officials are meeting at about the 2-yard line to talk about this one.
Mentioned it earlier, but a couple different players out there for Yankton. Ivan Hirschman at wide receiver wearing the number 2. Face mask against the defense. Should be an automatic 1st down as well with that, right? No,
replay. Yeah. Okay. So this will be at about the 1-inch line here for the Bucks.
3rd and goal from the goal line, and the Bucks still in the shotgun. Kudera with Feeser on his left, and a lot of movement there right at the snap of the ball. And it looks like we're going to get a false start. So negate that, negate the last run, negate the penalty. Yankees going to be moving back, be 3rd and goal from the 6.
Yeah, and that's just a tough break there. I think half the line got started early, and I don't know if that was maybe something with the snap or what, but either way, Yankton moving back here on 3rd and goal now.
You think a lot of those guys in the O-line know Feeser's getting the ball and just want to get him into the end zone so bad for the senior who's dealt with adversity this year, just to get him a highlight here on the final game of the regular season.
Yeah, and they're trying to. A little tougher from the 6, but we'll see what they dial up here on 3rd.
Hirschman goes in motion, handoff, Feeser. A little tougher from the 6. He's back to the goal line and into the end zone. Little tougher, but not too tough for Easton Feeser. He's making it look fairly easy out there. Breaks it 40-0 here, Bucks over the Kernels in the 3rd quarter, pending this Kevin Ortiz extra point.
I think the PA guy here at Joe Quintal Field said it best. Feeser, touchdown. Love that for the senior there. Yeah, touchdown defense last week. Gets it here on a 3rd and goal from the 6. Punches it in for the Bucks on that play.
And with the running clock set to be in effect after this extra point, Josh, they might tell Feeser just to take the shoulder pads off. A lot of these guys, get them rested, make sure they're ready to go for the postseason. As the extra point is blocked, and Kevin Ortiz kind of got shoved after that extra point. I don't think it was intentional. Colton Smith was just kind of running through after that, but blocked extra point, back-to-back extra points, no good for Yankton. First one was a miss, this one more of a block, but things that I know Coach Hale, the special teams coordinator, does not like to see.
Yeah, and that's something back-to-back with the miss and then the block there. it's something to work on this next week, and I think you don't see that often from this Yankton special teams on extra points, but tonight maybe some tough sledding here in the second half.
Vision Care Associates replay. Let's look at Easton Feeser getting into the end zone again. Handoff inside zone. Great blocking, but Feeser was met at about the 2-yard line, spins his back to the goal, and ends up falling in for 6. Tough running there for Feeser. Yankton now up 40-0 like we talked about, Josh, here in quarter number 3.
Yeah, they're rolling. Defensive turnover has been the story of this second half here, Brayden. The fumble on the first drive, the pick on that drive. They're setting up this Yankton offense in a good spot, resulting in 2 touchdowns.
We're going to keep it right here on KYNT and KYNTV as Liam Villanueva already teeing the ball up. But 40-0 scoreboard update from SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, the go-to place for specialized wellness and therapy. And that scoring drive, capped out by the Easton Feeser 6-yard touchdown run, is brought to you by Core Trust Bank.
And once again, we should see running a clock go into effect here at the start of this drive.
I believe it's only injuries, timeouts, and scoring plays that stop the clock. Villanueva to kick off, 3 back, deep to return here for Mitchell. Villanueva boots this one away, high end over end kick, going to be received at about the 2-yard line here by Allen. Get 2 hands on the football as he plunges in near the 20-yard line. Jake Bivens in there again. He's been all over the place tonight. A couple other players were there as well. And this is going to be the point where we start calling different names. It looks like Kylan O'Connor coming off the pile, so that's not a different name for special teams. Usually a guy who ends up getting involved on the special team side of things.
Yeah, getting involved and staying busy, and makes another nice tackle there on that one. We should mention, once again, looking at some other scores right now, Brookings is still up 8-6. There's 11 left in the third quarter. It does look like Brookings has the ball at their own 1 with 2nd and 15 here, so pinned deep on this drive. But back to this game here, it's 40-0. Yankton here as defense takes the field for some back-to-back turnovers.
Hazen goes off the left side, design quarterback run. Chase Platt wraps him up, brings him down about the 26-yard line. So they're going to give a gain of 5 from the 21 to the 26 here for Mitchell. Kernels not moving the chains, but cutting the sticks in half.
Yeah, we've only seen Hazing run the ball about 4 or 5 times here. You'd think maybe more with some of these option plays and things like that you'd see that more, but not really in the mix so far. But gets a nice little carry there on that play.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. 2 receivers right, actually, for Mitchell. 1 near the sideline on the far side. Hazing takes the belt high snap, looks left side, throws the 1-on-1 ball to Colton Smith. Had a big play on this earlier. Miles Drotzman played that well, Josh, but he didn't get his head around, and that's usually going to be where they throw the flag. If Drotzman gets his head around on that ball, I think that's a clean play, but did not turn his head to see the ball coming in.
Yeah, just not much going there. Just once again, like you said, wasn't able to turn his head around and had his hands straight up. But yeah, that unfortunately is going to be called every time, and that's one way to move the football. If you're Mitchell, you'll take it, right? Oh, never mind. And there's going to be a foul here on Mitchell as well. So they're going to get clipped for a hold. So what that'll do is it'll offset the play, and they'll redo second down here.
Nothing even happened, guys. Don't worry about it.
Just a few extra minute or so off the clock, but that was going either way. Once again with the running clock in effect. But
penalties, that's the other one that stops the clock. I think it's penalties, timeouts, injuries, and scores.
I don't even think on penalties they do. I think it's just injuries, timeouts, and touchdowns.
Well,
to my knowledge.
I'm fine being wrong. High snap, Hazen gets it. He is brought down hard. JBL would have been happy with that clothesline, if you know, you know, from Drace Gaskins. And that one's going to be your Meade Lumber bringing the lumber here tonight. Huge hit in the backfield for Drace Gaskins. Was not fooled by anything on that design quarterback run. And Meade Lumber, local roots, lasting impact, building more than projects. They're building community.
Yeah, what a hit there. My goodness on that play. Driving this Mitchell offense back in the 3rd and long again, though. Wow, what a play.
It was a dangerous play to make. Some at home could have thrown the flag for high tackles. I don't say horse collar is the right word there, but high tackles are frowned upon. Screen pass out left side in his hands for Bessler. Down that left sideline, pass the 30, balls out late, picked up by Yankton. Another fumble recovered by the Yankton Bucks, and the Bucks in plus territory to start this drive if everything stands.
Yeah, 3 straight turnovers here for this Mitchell offense. There was a lot going on that play. There were a few penalties on both sides I thought could have been called that weren't. on that play, and they just let it stand, and that's a fumble here by the Mitchell offense. Their third turnover in as many drives here in the second half.
Let's look at it again. Your Vision Care Associates replay. Screen pass off the left side. Who knocks this ball out? That's Miles Drotzman ripping that ball away with his one good hand. And he gets on top of it as well for the fumble recovery. Big play there by Drotzman. And they're blowing the whistle to stop the clock. Timeout's going to be taken. Timeouts are brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Be wiser, go with Kaiser. That's Kaiser Heating and Cooling and of Yankton. We're right around the 3:20 mark here at Joe Quinto Field. Officially 3:15 here in quarter number 3. As we'll get back to live action here shortly. With the timeout on the field, we're going to take it with them. Back in 30 seconds with the Yankton Bucks drive. Back in 30.
Attention everyone. Health insurance open enrollment on the marketplace is happening now, November 1st to December 15th. This is your chance to review your plan, explore new options, and make sure you and your family have the coverage you need for the year ahead. Call me, Jen Great, with Missouri River Associates today. I can help you navigate the marketplace and find the plan that fits your needs. 665-6885. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends December 15th.
Welcome back here, KYNT, KYN-TV, 3:15 to go in the third quarter. Coming off of that timeout brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling. And some new names out on the field here, Josh. Looks like the second unit for the offensive line is in. I'll try to get them as we can see them. Jolton Remnitz-Hahn in the backfield with the quarterback Kudera. Handoff to Remnitz-Hahn. Starter step out to the right side, wrapped up in the backfield and brought down for a loss on the play. Loss of at least one. It might give him a 1.5 yard loss there as Mitchell snuffed that one out. Clock starts to run again here in the third quarter.
Yeah, just not much going on that play as he's going backwards, but yeah, just nothing on that play.
-1 there for Remnitz-Hahn. As I see, Josh, you're having to make some adjustments. So many guys have run the ball tonight.
That's why I threw my hand up. I can't get a new chart created here, so we are improvising here to get Jolton in the stat sheet.
Handoff, Jolton Remnitz-Hahn again. This time gets positive yards. Back to the line of scrimmage, so he's at a net 0 now in this one.
It's almost like it never happened. No, I'm just kidding there. But yeah, once again, it's nice to see some of these guys get some last snaps here in this third quarter, get it into the fourth quarter as well. But good performance here from the Yankton starters. They take care of business. They knew what they needed to do, probably lock up one of those top 2 seeds, and they did just that. Offensively, it was pretty solid. Defensively, forcing the turnovers and things like that, and just taking care of business.
Kudera going to throw here on 3rd and long. Has a man open, but Kudera underthrows that one, and it's intercepted, taken away by the Mitchell defense. Jackson Kudera, the sophomore, ends up with an interception there here for Varsity Thursday night.
Yeah, had a man on that one, just put a little too much air under it and just kind of sailed it, and that one got picked off there. Nice job of the Mitchell defense, get something going on that, and get the ball back to the offense here.
I was going to just start talking about the offensive line because a lot of times, offensive linemen don't even get their name called in the run of play. So wanted to give the second unit their shine. A couple guys I saw out there. Triker Myers was out there at left guard. I believe I saw Riley Mortensen out there on the offensive line. Sophomore Brayden Chris was out there at center. The other two didn't catch their numbers. We'll get them if the offense comes back on the field. We're still over a minute to go in the third quarter. We'll see the Yankton offense again here today. Wing T here again. Hazing's going to hand it off on the end around to LeBrun. Wrapped up from behind and brought down. That's Kylan O'Connor on the tackle. OC does it again there for the Yankton defense this time, usually making the tackles on special teams.
Yeah, and he just hits really hard. I'm going to be honest with you. Every time he makes contact, you kind of stop and look up and go, whoa. And that happened again on that play. Nice hit there on Kylan O'Connor.
I don't know if you've heard, Josh. He plays hockey.
Yeah, he does. He does. And plays hockey really well and plays football really well as well.
Great all-around athlete there. High formation here. Pitch out off the right side to Allen. Gets past the line of scrimmage, but not much after that. Gain of about 2 brings up 3rd and 8. The Kernels get from the 24 to about they actually gave them to the 27, so a gain of 3. Tackle made by Ivan Hirschman on the play.
Yeah, and once again, though, a 3rd and long from Mitchell here. We'll see what they can do and see if they can punch this one and try to get a first down here But once again, going to have to get something going here, or maybe even potentially just letting this one go to the fourth. There's about 5 seconds left, but they are lining up either way.
See what happens here. 2 seconds, 1 second. They don't get the play off. That'll do it for quarter number 3. We head to the fourth with a 40-0 ball game here at Joe Quintal Field. Yankton on top of the Mitchell Kernels. When we come back in 1 minute, we'll have your fourth quarter of play. Quarter break brought to you by Conklin Distributing. We're back in 1 minute on KYNT, KYN-TV.
Buying or selling a home is a big decision. Work with someone who knows the ins and outs. I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate. And with 20 years of experience, I will focus on the details while providing marketing knowledge, advice on staging, and negotiating to get your home sold. From start to finish, I'll guide you through the process, making sure nothing is overlooked. Call me, Deb Speck, Vision Real Estate, 605-664-5555.
If it's time to review the look of the signage of your business, let Mayer Signs help. They offer all types of signs, including exterior and interior signage, fleet wraps, digital signs, and much more. They also do logo creation and vehicle wraps. Their technicians arrive on site fully equipped to get the installation done with quality workmanship. With the latest tools and technology, Mayer Signs provides high-quality installation service for any sign. Contact Mayer Signs today on 4th and Broadway in Yankton.
Welcome back here live, KYNT, KYN-TV, 12 minutes on the clock here in quarter number 4. Yankton leads Mitchell 40-0. Running clock is in effect here in the fourth. Hazing with a pitch option out left, and that one is fumbled, picked back up by Bessling, but that is a gain of 1, if anything. Ivan Hirschman in there on the tackle. Will Sager out there as well. Check that. No, it was Hirschman in there, but Carson Kral was also a part of that play.
Yeah, and the timing was just off on that one again. I think there was a little bit of a lane for Bessler if he's able to come with that pitch, but just not able to come up with it. And now Brookings here, here on, I'll get it eventually. Mitchell, I have Brookings in here on up to keep an eye on that one. It's 8-6. But, yeah, fourth down here. I think Mitchell's going for this one, and they are lining up here.
About to become Kevin Harlan out here, Josh.
I'm calling both games.
Calling both games. Brookings in here on, for those wondering. Brookings up 8-6 on the Tigers. Little tight end screen inside on the pitch play. It's going to be first down and more for Luke LeBrun. Gets past the 35 to the 36. Moving the chains for the Mitchell Kernels there. A little double reverse. Or a double move, anyway.
And Brayden, we saw that. That was the one of the big pass plays they had for about 12 yards on a third down in the first half, right? They send someone across, you're following that, and all of a sudden it's a quick pot pass to the tight end underneath. Gets a nice little gain on that one to keep this drive alive and keep the offense on the field.
Wing T here for the Kernels. Fullback back deep. 2 wingbacks. One Allen's going to go in motion. Pitch out to Allen off of that motion. Cuts it up between the tackles. He drags a defender with him for a couple yards, but eventually brought down. Wrapping him up on that play was Austin Stokes, the senior defensive lineman.
Yeah, nice little run there from Allen on first down. Sometimes all it takes is getting a first down, and all of a sudden that momentum starts to build, and you get positive plays after positive plays. We'll see if that's the case here for Mitchell, or if this Yankton defense is able to tighten up and get a stop on this drive.
Nearing the 10-minute mark here in the fourth quarter, Yankton up 40-0 on Mitchell. Wing T again here for the Kernels. Allen going to go in that same motion. They'll pitch it out to him again, and he'll hand it off to LeBrun, going back the other way, right to left. He's brought down, first down and a lot more. Gets past the midfield stripe as well, down to the 48-yard line in Yankton territory. So first and 10, gain of 7 for LeBrun.
Yeah, nice run there on that one, and just kind of an end-around sweep on that play. Be able to pick up a gain of 7 there and move the sticks once again.
First and 10 from the Yankton 48 for the Kernels. They're going to go wing T again, Hazing under center. Look at a different fullback out there this time. I believe that's number, let's say 40, maybe 30. We'll see. And it's going to hand off up the gut to him. That is number 40 up the middle. And he'll gain about 7 on that play to bring up second and 7. That's Baylor Christensen, the sophomore running back. 5'10", 160, but running well between the tackles there. Trekker Myers getting credited with the tackle.
Yeah, nice run there on the play by Christensen, getting his first look of the evening, and gets a nice little gain on that play, like you said, about 6 and 7 for the young sophomore.
Yeah, I think they're officially going to rule it 6 on the play. So 2nd and 4 here. I formation now for the Kernels.
I realized what I said, kids at home. The amount of you probably just did 6-7. Yes, I know.
I did it to your left, Josh, and you didn't even notice. Down to the 40 there on a handoff up the gut. It's Christensen again. Brings up 2nd and 2 from the Yankton 40. It brings up 3rd and 2, excuse me. Short gain on 2nd down.
And now 3rd and short here. We've seen, obviously, in longer situations, Mitchell willing to go for it here. So you got to assume they have 2 downs here to get 2 or 3 yards.
Hazing's going to go under center. Christensen, the fullback. Speed option out right side. Hazing is popped by Kylan O'Connor. Pitched it out at just the right time. Allen gets from the 40 down to the 35. Gain of 5 means a fresh set of downs for the Kernels. But like we were saying, Josh, Kylan O'Connor continues to bring the heavy hits.
Yeah, pads pop when he's hitting, and you saw it and heard it right there once again. However, Hazing did a good job of getting that out to the pitch man for the first down.
1st and 10 from the Yankton 35 now for the Kernels. We're under 8 to play here in the 4th quarter. Clock continues to run as Yankton is up 40 here in the 4th. Power wing again. It's going to be a play action here. Hazing looking out into the flat. High points the ball and brought down by LeBrun. Gain of about 9 on that one. Gets to the Yankton 24-yard line. Check that, Yankton 27-yard line, 26. Had the wrong side of the 25 at first, and then it's even a yard shorter than that. But down to the 27, gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Yeah, and LeBrun's kind of been their passing target. When they throw the ball, it's to him. That time they get him out in the flat and just throw it to him, kind of open, able to get a nice little gain on that play.
$40-0 your score once again. Yankton on top, nearing the 7-minute mark here in quarter number 4. Under center goes Hazing with the I formation. It'll be a handoff. Allen off the right side. He meets a wave of tacklers, and he's driven backwards. Ivan Hirschman was in there. Kylan O'Connor in there as well. And I don't see the last guy. 72, Austin Stotes in there as well.
Yeah, able to still get a yard on that play. And now once again, we just talked about it. Got 2 plays probably here to get a yard. Taking a long drive here for Mitchell here as they're just slowly moving down the field here, trying to put some points on the board before this one hits 0. Keep in mind, we do got to consider with that, want to get a touchdown. This is probably most likely Mitchell's last game of the season. They're wanting to put something on the board here and end the season on a positive note and get some points.
I formation again for Hazing and the Kernels offense. Handoff up the gut. Christensen, fullback dive, breaks out of the initial tackle and puts the shoulder down. He is wrapped up at the 14-yard line. Tackle made there in the end. I believe that's Will Sager back there that got the tackle, but Christensen made him feel it as he brought him down.
Yeah, nice run there by the sophomore back, and he, like you said, made a couple Yankton defenders feel it. And nice carry there once again for the sophomore running back.
1st and 10 Kernels from the Yankton 14-yard line. They're into the red zone here for the Kernels. First time tonight, I believe, in the red zone. They were knocking on the door on their opening drive. A pitch out left side. Here's Allen, has a gap to run through, and he beats a couple tacklers down to the 3-yard line. They're going to mark him officially down at the 4. That's at the line to gain, and they're moving the chains. So 1st and goal here for the Kernels from the Yankton 4-yard line. 5:30 to go here in quarter number 4. Yankton on top, 40-0.
Yeah, nice pitch play there. There was a bit of a hole right off between the left tackle and the receiver outside, and Allen was able to hit the hole for a nice gain.
Hazing's going to go under center. Christensen, the fullback again. And it looks like LeBrun and Allen are going to be the wingbacks here. Wing T again. Allen goes in motion from the left side. Pitch out, handoff to LeBrun, going back the other way. That misdirection's worked for big games before tonight, but only 1 on that one gets to the Yankton 3.
Yeah, just not much on that. Like you said, the misdirection, we talked about earlier in this game, the key is to follow where the offensive line is moving. That's where the ball's going. And Yankton did a good job once again on that play, seeing that and making the stop.
Mitchell continues to huddle as well, so this clock is just going to continue to run. I made the comment earlier on that we'll most likely see the Yankton offense again, Josh. There is a slim chance of it not happening. We're under 4:30 to go. Mitchell knocking on the door of their first score of the game. 4:21 on the clock as the snap's taken. Pitch out, Allen off the right side. Stiff arms one defender and gets into the end zone for 6. Allen with the first score of the day for the Mitchell Kernels. And for the senior in Caden Allen, that's going to be nice to get a touchdown in his final game.
Yeah, and I think that's what Mitchell wanted to do there, right? They want to put some points on the board here. They get something, send this offense out on a positive note this season, and Allen punches it in there for 6.
And attention, Pulling another direction for a moment, Huron just had a muffed punt in the Brookings game, almost lost it. They were able to get the ball back. That's a scary moment there for the top-seeded Tigers right now. Number 1 in Class 11 AA, but trailing by 2 to Brookings.
And there was a crazy turn of events as that extra point goes in to even get to that point, Brayden. Brookings was going to go for it on a 4th and 2. They have a false start, back up to 4th and 7. They changed their mind and decided to punt it. Crazy turn of events here in this game. It's been interesting to watch.
A lot of fun happening around 11 AA tonight. Yankton leads 40-7. That scoreboard update brought to you by SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, the go-to place for specialized wellness and therapy. It's a perfect time to give a plug to our cameraman tonight, too, SWAT-O-Matic himself, Jim Swatsky, making the trip up to Mitchell with us to run things. Big thank you to SWAT. I got a fist pump from him. We're ready to go. Cooper Canthick on scoreboard as always. Big thank you to him as well. Got a fist pump from him. Not as excited as Jim's, but we'll take it. SWAT's always bringing the energy, though. You got to love it. Mitchell to kick off here from their own 40-yard line. Left to right, they'll kick. That's east to west here at Joe Quinto Field. 4:15 to go in the fourth quarter of play, and Yankton most likely just going to try to keep this ball on the ground, run out the clock, and take things back home with a win to end their regular season.
Right, and a strong note to end the regular season. You know, after you have that Sturgis game a few weeks ago, to come out and win 3 in a row to end the regular season, and more likely than not locking up a top 2 seed here, going to be home throughout the playoffs, at least till the Dome, obviously, if they can get that far. But, yeah, an impressive run here to end the season and win 3 in a row and lock up some good playoff seeding.
Kick is up and away, received about the 12-yard line. Looks like Will Sager here on the return. Stutter step at the 25, not much past that. Gets down to the 26, and it'll be 1st and 10 from there for Yankton.
Yeah, now we'll see once again what this Yankton offense, what they want to do. You're probably going to see a lot of some younger kids here getting the football and just trying to kill some of that clock.
Trying to see the rest of this offensive line here. We mentioned earlier on, I saw Triker Myers, Brayden Christ out there on the offensive line. Carson Heck out there as an O-lineman. And it looks like 74, Logan Burnt out there. And then there's a 5th offensive lineman on the far side playing right tackle that I cannot see his number. Snap goes to Kudera, handoff up the gut, Jolton Remnant's Hahn, wrapped up and swung down in the backfield. Loss of half a yard on the play, if anything. Might have fought back to the line of scrimmage.
And once again, it's nice to see Jolton get some carries here. Really good special teams player for this Yankton football team, getting some snaps on offense in this game.
Also on the offensive line, looks like number 62, Josh. That's got to be Kane. It's Kane Stenberg.
And what's nice for Jolton here, you talk about getting those carries. He's a senior. This is his last regular season game. It's nice to get him to see some of those looks here on the road here at Mitchell.
I was too focused on the Kane reference, not focused enough on the name. Kane Steinberg. My apologies.
Steinberg, yes.
Belt high snap here for Kudera. Quick pass out to the right side, in and out of the hands of the intended target, Will Rounds. Clock continues to tick even with the incomplete pass, but 3rd and 10 now. Mitchell might see the ball again here before the end of the game.
Yeah, possibly the way it's looking here. Yankton not really able to move the football here these last couple plays, and we'll see if they can keep the drive alive. If they do, obviously you're going to see them really just hold on until the end of this game. But Mitchell might get another look here in these last couple minutes of action.
3rd and 10 here. 2 receivers split out wide to the left. That's Isaac Sirk and Will Sager. And a 3rd receiver is going to join them here. And I don't have 89 committed to memory quite yet. That is, well, that's because he's not on the roster right now. We'll ask around. Kudera, under pressure, cuts back to his right. He fumbles the ball as he's tackled from behind and getting on top of that one and securing possession for Yankton. It will be 4th and 10, but it was Will Rounds who got back on top of it.
Yeah, nice job there by the Mitchell defense. Kudera coughs that one up, and like you said, Will Rounds doing a good job of following on that football here. We'll see the punt unit for the Bucks come out now on the field here in the late stages, the last 2 minutes of this game.
Liam Villanueva on to punt. 2 returners back deep for the Kernels. Villanueva set up at his own 15-yard line. Bad snap, a fumble on the play. Villanueva was able to get back on top of it for Yankton, but that was almost disastrous for the Bucks. It wouldn't, I guess, affect things in the end, in the grand scheme of things, whether that was scooped up or not by the Kernels because of the turnover on downs. But that is a miscommunication, a misplay that you don't want to see heading into the postseason.
Yeah, and that's there's been some special teams miscues in the second half that that Coach Hale and company are going to want to look at and clean up going into next week, the playoffs, and whatnot. But yeah, just a couple mishaps, but I know Coach Dale and company once again will get that looked at and get that fixed going into next week.
Fourth quarter sponsors today, we mentioned it earlier on, but Vision Care Associates and MT and RC Smith Insurance bringing you this fourth quarter of action as we are right around the minute mark with a running clock. Under center goes Hazing in the I formation. Looks like Christensen's still the fullback. Pitch out to the running back out of the backfield. That's number 41. Haven't called his name tonight off the right side. On that run was Nolan Widstrom. We actually have called his name once tonight, but I believe it was on defense for something. He was brought down by Kylan O'Connor. And now 30 seconds to play. I don't believe Mitchell has to run another play here as we are nearing the end of this one.
Yeah, but I say why not, right? Let's do one more play here to end the regular season. See what Mitchell dials up here, under 20 seconds to go.
Hazing, I formation. Fakes the handoff to Widstrom. They're going to go for the pass to the end zone, trying to get one more score. Knocked away in the end. Incomplete. Great recovery there because the intended target on the play for the Kernels, Avery Kaus, was open but knocked away in the end by Heath Barrett, the junior defensive back, with a late recovery, and that is going to end things here at Joe Quintal Field. A 40-7 final in the final game of the season. The Yankton Bucks end the regular season 7-2, and from the looks of it, Josh, locking up a top 2 seed in the postseason.
Yeah, good win here today. Turnovers, once again, the name of the game here. We saw a couple interceptions, I think 3 fumbles as well. For about 4 or 5 turnovers here for the Bucs. Defense played really well. Offense put together some nice drives, just taking care of business, and once again, ending the regular season on a positive note. And now we'll see what happens in the playoffs. Like you said, looking like a top 2 seed for probably in the 2, maybe the 1. We'll see what happens here. Huron just turned the ball over on a 4th down. But yeah, a good win for Yankton here to end the regular season, and now it's playoff time.
Keep it tuned right here for your post-game report, brought to you by The Move Group. Are you buying or selling? Make the move with Mason and The Move Group. We're going to break down this matchup between Yankton and Mitchell, and we're going to keep one eye on that Brookings-Huron matchup, as if Huron loses, that could move Yankton into the number 1 spot in the postseason, which 1 and 2, Josh, we've talked with Coach Muth, isn't really much difference besides what color you could potentially wear when you get to the Dome if you get that far.
Right, and what's interesting in that is Brookings is currently the 8th seed. If they win, do they move up? Are they still the 8? Do we see them again? Do you see maybe Sturgis or Spearfish? I don't know. We'll find out what's going to happen with that, but all we know is Yankton gets a win tonight, and they're going to be playing next week again.
Well, we're going to go to break here, come back in a couple minutes on KYNT and KYNTV and keep things rolling for your post-game report, brought to you by Mason Schramm and the Move Group. As update from Brookings, South Dakota, touchdown Bobcats. They're going to go up 14-6 pending the extra point. We'll keep you updated with everything around Class 11 AA and in this matchup when we come back in 3 minutes for your post-game report, brought to you by the Move Group.
New inventory to the Moody Motor Lot this week include a 2024 Crew Cab Lariat Diesel with the 8-foot box, a really sharp 2020 F-150 Crew Cab with the Sport Appearance Package, and a 2023 F-150 Crew Cab XLT with the 6.5-foot box. On the SUV side is a 2015 Cadillac Escalade and a 2023 High Country Suburban. Stop in and check out our newly expanded inventory right here at Moody Motors in Nyborough.
Boston Shoes to Boots is your locally owned family shoe store located in downtown Yankton on Cedar Street. We offer the service and quality product to fit the whole family. Whether you're in the market for athletics, dress, casual, or work, come shop with us 6 days a week or shop online all the time at bostonshoestoboots.com. Try out our foot scanner and get fitted for insoles. Happy feet keep you healthy and on the move. Boston Shoes to Boots is proud to support Yankton High School athletics.
Looking for your next unforgettable vacation? Enter Yankton Thrive's Great Yankton Adventure Giveaway. You could win a free vacation packed with overnight stays, local dining, and even a guided fishing experience on the beautiful Missouri River, a total value of over $3,000. It's easy to enter and totally free. Head to our website, visit yanktonsd.com, and follow the giveaway link. Don't miss your chance to experience the best of Yankton. Explore more, adventure often, visit Yankton.
Car troubles never happen at a convenient time. Whether you find yourself with a flat tire, dead battery, breakdown, or in an accident, call Gary's Towing. They've been helping drivers in the Yankton area for over 50 years with light, medium, and heavy towing. Family owned and operated Gary's Towing is the name you can count on, day or night. Call Gary, Mike, or Mason at 605-665-4351.
Gary's Towing, where experience means reliability.
I'm Jason Orr, the new owner of FloorTech. If you're not familiar with FloorTech, we specialize in water, fire, and smoke damage mitigation and restoration. Also carpet and duct cleaning. If you do know FloorTech, you know we've proudly served the Southeast South Dakota and Northeast Nebraska regions for over 30 years, with locations in Yankton, Mitchell, and Pierce. Our experienced team will continue to tackle any water-related disaster or cleaning need, because when your home or floor is wet, call FloorTech. Find them on Facebook or on the web at FloorTech Restoration.
Big things are happening at Parker of Yankton. With 2 new production lines coming soon, we're growing and hiring. We're looking for a product and a mechanical engineer, material handlers, line operation techs, and assemblers for both first and second shift. We offer paid vacation, medical, dental, vision, and life insurance, quarterly profit sharing, 401k match, and a fully paid retirement income account. If you want to work with a team that's building the future right here in Yankton, now's the time. Competitive pay, benefits, and room to grow. Apply today at parker.com/careers.
Parker, engineering your success.
Welcome back in here at KYNT and KYNTV. Forgot for a moment that we don't have the usual headset, Josh, so I had to sit back down real quick to make sure we're picked up by the microphone here on this broadcast. Interesting broadcast throughout, but I think we made it work well, Josh. 40-7 your final score here on KYNT and KYNTV. The Bucks with the win over the Mitchell Kernels. With this win, Josh, 7-2 final record for the Bucks in this one. As well, it looks like we're just going to skip right to the coach interview here, as one of the assistant coaches, Alex Topol, has come up here to talk to us. And Coach Topol, this is going to feel kind of podcast style, is what I described it as.
We're going to get really close to here for a second.
As we're gonna scoot in around this mic. It's just 3 guys with a podcast. This is normal behavior in modern America. But 40-7 final score, Coach Topol. I know you specifically work with the defensive backs and the freshman team, which congrats on your impressive freshman season again for that squad. But a 47 win here. What are your initial thoughts coming off the sideline or out of the coach's booth, as I know you were right below us?
Yeah, I mean, it was nice getting down the field, being actually a part of the team for once, on the actual game day. But no, I mean, it's great because, at that point, that's where the camaraderie comes in. That's where you start to see, the seniors really set in that, this is just setting up what hopefully is going to be a nice playoff run. But, the excitement is high, and, you can't help but feel, really happy and really optimistic about what these kids have going forward.
So with this win, it pretty much secures a top 2 seed in the postseason. Brookings is up on Huron right now. I don't know what a Tigers loss does for you guys, but as we're talking to Coach Muth in the past and just the mindset, whether you're the 1 or the 2, it really just decides what jerseys you're going to wear in the Dome.
That's exactly it. Just a matter of, and with us too, we have that mindset of, we believe that we can beat anybody, and it's just a matter of where exactly we're going to play them. ESD rivalries are deep, and this win too, I believe, secures an ESD title for us as well, which is something that's huge that we haven't been able to do in a while. So that builds momentum going forward. But I know these guys, they have teams that they're looking out for. Pierre obviously is a big one. I know that everyone wants Sturgis again, but whoever the opponent is, we're going to play up to our level of football and have big expectations for that.
And Coach, focusing on tonight's game, obviously a couple big turnovers there. Your secondary, Cale Hazelor, has come with a couple picks. Just talk about those moments and his leadership and ability on the field.
Yeah, it's one of those points, too, that throughout the year, I felt like our guys tried to do a little too much at times. But tonight, same like last 2 weeks, with that wing-style offense, we have to remind our defensive backs that they have to stay focused and pick up on those little nuances from the other team. And for our guys to be able to sit back, read what was coming their way, and take things as it went. I mean, again, Cale is a phenomenal free safety. He can read offenses very well, and he was able to locate the football. And, we saw that tonight where he was just able to execute and do his job and not try and do too much.
And, I mentioned Cale Hazelhorst. He retakes the team lead in interceptions this week. I don't know if there was any conversation in your defensive back room that Tegan LaCroix was able to tie Cale for the team lead last week with his big performance. Was there any extra motivation over there, or are we just writing storylines in the broadcast booth?
No, as a matter of fact, before the game, Tegan came up to me and said that if he got 2 interceptions tonight, I had to give him an A+ on his project. And I was like, yeah, we'll see about that. I'd almost take that knowing he's not going to get it. But then afterwards on the sideline, I joked with Kale and said, man, if only you took my class, you could have got an A+ on that project. But yeah, so there's definitely something to it. I mean, these guys are competitive, and, they can be as, humble as they want to be, but they're stat counters. They know exactly what it is. Kale's had that interception record on his mind since day one. And Tegan, that kid's just a competitor. And, Miles Drotzman's another who could be in there if, he had 2 working hands. But, the club for now, he's doing what he can with it. And Carter Boomsma he is such a coachable kid, such a likable person. With him, we don't get to say his name a lot because if you're a good defensive back, you're not going to say his name. He should be undercover, not seen.
We were able to say Miles Drotzman's name tonight because he used his good hand to rip a ball out and fall on top of his fumble recovery for him. But it feels like all season long it's been exactly what you mentioned. We never mentioned Carter or Miles on the broadcast because they're lockdown corners. A couple islands out there. It's an archipelago. There's a big word for you.
There you go. That's some good geography terminology right there.
But how does it feel having guys like that in your secondary that can just take away the team's top receivers?
I've said that before, but it makes coaching so much easier. It allows us to focus our front 8, front 7 specifically on that run scheming, and through that's where we were able to dedicate some of those, pick up our pressures, and through that's where we get the sacks. And again, it's also easy too, and you have monsters like Edley Amaro and just the rest of the guys we have now. Having Easton Feaser back has been so crucial, and it gives us a lot more freedom to kind of get away with some things defensively.
All right, Coach, you don't know exactly who you're going to play next week until they put all the math heads together and they figure out the seed points algorithm, but you're going to be at home under the lights at Crane Youngworth Field. What's it going to be like being able to be back on that field next week for the postseason run?
I know the guys have been looking forward to that. That's the expectation every year, is that we're going to play at Crane Youngworth until we have to play in Vermilion. And that's something that we have definitely prepared for. So, that first round, that's an expectation. But what these guys have really been fighting for, especially since that Sturgis, was when we are on the road, we're not taking those big, long trips to Huron or to Sturgis, like all the other places that we've had to go this year. So it's very important. Also, too, you get the community involved, more people there. And again, Crane Youngworth and just the Yankton environment itself, that is stereotypical fall football right there, where the more show up, the merrier, and just really builds that electricity that we have.
Well, it's starting to cool off up here on the roof, Coach, so we're going to let you get going so your team can get back on the bus and so we can wrap things up here and get to the warmth of our truck as well.
Oh, naturally. Yeah, we got 30 minutes till pizza comes, but I see the space heater here. It's phenomenal. You guys are smart, so good work.
On that note, I'm running back with them. I'll get in on the pizza. I'll see you guys back at the station tomorrow.
Well, I'll be honest about the space heater, Josh. I guess this is more of a conversation for after Coach is gone, but a big shout out to Nicole at the office. This is from her office. It was given to me. We'll put it back, we promise. But anyway, Coach, thanks for taking time to talk today, and congrats on the big win.
Yeah, absolutely. Take care, guys.
That was assistant coach, Alex Topol here on KYNT and KYN TV. When we come back, we'll wrap things up here from Crane Youngworth Field. Back in 3 minutes.
Do you have a storage unit? Isn't it a pain to go back and forth to it? Well, with Quality Storage Buildings, you can have a storage unit right in your own backyard. And instead of sending someone else rent, use their monthly rent-to-own program. Choose from storage options like sheds, garages, or containers. Buy pre-built or design your own building with their 3D builder. See the Quality Storage Buildings inventory in Yankton, Wagner, Freeman, Sioux Center, O'Neill, or Norfolk, or online at qualitystoragebuildings.com.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC. Feeling like your energy's taken a time out? Do you suffer from poor sleep, joint pain, irritability, hot flashes, or brain fog? It's time for your comeback. At Glow Aesthetics Med Spa, our Bio-T hormone replacement therapy can help restore energy, balance, and vitality so you can feel your best anywhere life takes you. It starts with a simple consultation and lab work. Then we customize your treatment to fit you. Don't sit on the sideline of life. Feel your best. Book your consultation today at theglowsd.com. That's theglowsd.com.
Buying a home isn't just about real estate. It's about investing in yourself. At the Move Group, we believe the best time to buy is when it makes sense for you. Our expert agents put people before transactions, meaning we listen first, provide honest guidance, and help you make a confident decision. No pressure, no gimmicks. Markets change, but the right home is about more than just numbers. It's about finding the right fit for your life and your future. When you're ready, we're here to help. Contact the Move Group today.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT and RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. Visit mtrcsmithinsurance.com.
At Vision Care Associates, we're always improving our technology for the health of your eyes. With OptiMap dilation-free exams, you get a comprehensive view of your retina without the need for dilation eye drops. It's quick, easy, and best of all, it keeps your day interruption-free. OptiMap captures a detailed image of your eye, helping to detect any problems. No blurriness, no discomfort, just clear, precise results. Book your OptiMap exam now.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
FM 1021 and AM 1450, KYNT, Yankton.
Welcome back in here, KYNT, KYNTV. It's your post-game report from Avera, moving health forward. Got a new segment here for the post-game. Sales department working overtime, getting us new segments in here. It's your post-game highlights brought to you by At the Bar. You can watch the game anywhere, but real fans gather at the bar in downtown Yankton. Let's look at these post-game highlights here from the just event of things here early on. We're looking back early on in this one here. A wing T formation for the Kernels. Throw downfield up the seam. There's Cale Hazelhorst on the interception. Cuts out right side. Had some blockers in front of him, but didn't really need to use them. He's in for 6. That was to put the Bucks up 21-0. Here's another big play. Carter Boomsma over the middle. Doesn't end in a score, but the quick slant and the quickness of the receiver Boomsma gets down to the 25. Here's another big play for the Bucks here, and this is going to be another touchdown with Cale Hazelhorst on the corner route. Ball's out from Bestie before Hazelhorst even gets into his break. He's in for 6. Looking here, another big play, misstep on the pitch option, and there's Jake Bivens diving back on top of it, securing the ball for the Yankton Bucks, and then a run up the middle, off the right side, Jay Sedlacek. This was his second touchdown run of the day to put the Bucks up at this time 34-7. Yankton would miss the extra point, but they'd get into the end zone again, this time from 6 yards out. Easton Feeser, the one to get in for 6. That put the Bucks up 40-7. Extra point was blocked, 40-7 your final. As we also look here, this is a defensive highlight late on. Miles Drotzman, we talked about it with defensive backs coach Alex Topol. Drotzman using his good hand on that one to peel it away. The fumble and the recovery. As we wave goodbye to Swatomatic himself, big thanks to Jim Swatsky for helping out today here running the camera for us. He's going to head back. He drove over separate. But those are your post-game highlights brought to you by At the Bar. Once again, real fans gathered for the game at the bar in downtown Yankton. Let's get into your post-game stat recap now. It's brought to you by Mayor Signs. 40-7 your final score. Total yards is going to look similar, but Josh Boelter, a quiet second half for Yankton. We're going over the total stats. 206 yards of total offense for Yankton, 78 passing, 128 rushing. The run game really showed out today, I believe, for the Bucks.
Yeah, led by Jay Sedlacek. He had 16 carries for 92 yards, rushing a couple touchdowns. We'll talk about him more in a little bit. Hint, 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 wink, nudge. But yeah, really good a day for running the football for this team. And, you know, a lot of those short yardage and total yardage things, that's going to different because of the turnovers in the short field, like you said. But, yeah, run game really led the way today.
Close yards on the other side, 203 yards of total offense, 74 through the air, 129 on the ground for the Mitchell Kernels. Only 3 yards separate these teams, but I think the big one everybody's looking at is the 33 points. That ends up going in Yankton's favor.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the thing. Just a really complete performance. We talked about it offensively, defensively, forcing the turnovers. Cale Hazelhorst with 2 picks, and just a couple fumble recoveries as well for this team, and just an overall good performance.
Players of the game, offensive side of the ball, brought to you by Hy-Vee with a helpful smile in every aisle. You gave the wink and nudge earlier, Josh Boelter, Jason Sedlacek. Big day for him on the ground. Couple touchdowns, almost 100 yards rushing. He's your offensive player of the game.
Yeah, 92 total yards, 16 carries, 2 touchdowns. Really nice day for the senior back. And like I said, it's something we've been wanting to see this run game be consistent. Well, tonight it was consistent, and it got things going, and it moved the football and play. And he was a big part of that, and really the big part of that, and just played really well.
Defensive player of the game from Olson's Pest Technicians, it's going to be Kale Hazelhorse. You get 2 interceptions, one of them returned for 6. It's pretty easy to give you the game ball, so to speak, in this one. But top to bottom, I think the defense played incredibly well. You only give up 7 points in the end.
Yeah, there were a bunch of guys you could give that to. I mean, just an overall really good performance. Drace Gaskin stood out to me as well. Jacob Bivens, too, had a really nice night. But anytime you have 2 interceptions, one of those is taken to the house. That's an easy player of the game there defensively. Kale's been great all year. He's a ball hawk, and you saw it again tonight.
Your schedule preview brought to you by Parker Hannafin of Yankton. Parker, engineering your success. We don't know yet. There's games still happening.
Look, I can tell you right now, Brookings, they're up 15-14 on here with 4.5 to play. Brookings has got about a 3rd and 13 from the Huron 32 or so. So we'll keep an update on that. But right now, shoulder shrug. It could be sending what happens here in that game as well. Another game to keep an eye on that. Sturgis leads Spearfish right now, 13-9. That could be another possible opponent, either at the 1 or the 2.
No matter who's across the field, we know one thing for certain, Josh. Yankton is not dropping out of the top 4 with a win tonight. 7-2 to finish their regular season. They will host at Crane Youngworth Field next Thursday night. That's Thursday night again. And then we're back to the normal Fridays after that. But big Thursday next week. I'm excited for playoff football back at Crane.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And, that's something we talk about. These guys want to get to the Dome. That's burning their head last year, losing that game against Pierre at home last time we saw playoff football at Crane. And they know they want to correct that and make good on that, and looking to take care of business next week, no matter who they play and no matter what seed they are.
A team that the last couple years has felt like, always the bridesmaid, never the bride at the hands of the Pierre Governors. So obviously that's a matchup there. If it happens in the playoffs at any point, you got it circled. But this is a Yankton team that we talked about with Coach Topol is ready for anybody in 11AA to come to town starting next week. And then it looks like a top 2 seed going into the semifinals as well if they win next week.
Yeah, and look, we'll see what happens here. Obviously, you just got to take care, keep the main thing. I hear coaches say that all the time, but it's as simple as this. It's playoff football. It's do or die. Start next Thursday night at 7 p.m. We'll be there live at 6. I'm looking forward to it.
It was more difficult than it had to be to start, but it was a great night here at Mitchell High School, Joe Quintal Field in Mitchell, South Dakota. I'm Brayden Butler. He's Josh Boelter. Thank you for joining us tonight. As always, thank you to Cooper Kanthick for running our scoreboard. Jim Swatsky running our camera tonight. Ginger Lesher back at KYNT Studios, making sure everything runs correctly. And all in all, fun night of football here at Joe Quintal Field. Josh, before we cut it off, do you have any final thoughts?
Look, just a really solid regular season. They had that loss against Sturgis, and they're able to correct that and win their last 3 and set themselves up to once again be at home. And like I said, 7 o'clock next week, playoffs start. We'll see you at 6.
That's going to wrap us up here from Joe Quintal Field. 40-7 your final score. Yankton finished the season 7-2. Mitchell finished the season 1-8. For Josh Boelter, I'm Brayden Butler. Until next week, big thank you to all of our sponsors and listeners. And until then, stay safe, be good people, and we'll talk at you later. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you for listening to Yankton Athletics on KYNT, a Riverfront sports property and Yankton's home team. Be sure to subscribe to the KYN-TV YouTube page and hit the notification bell so you never miss the action. You can also find KYNT on Facebook, X, Instagram, and online. Remember, KYNT is your home for Yankton Athletics.